Like the video. Thumb up the video. Like the video. Thumb up the video.
Sir, back up, please. Sir, you got to back up. Come on, be a human being. Back up, please. Come on. Can I be any more nicer? Can I be any more polite?
Come on,
back
man.
up.
No such thing as a white man being nice, man.
All right, you said that, right?
Yeah. Show me where y'all nice at.
I don't need to show
Come on,
you.
man.
I'm just asking to back up.
I'm back.
Doubting that bullshit that you've been told, and you need that info. Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. Tune in to consciousness and watch the lies fold, then you can let the truth flow. Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. When you feel that melanin about to explode, like you feel the wind blow. It's Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV. I know you got the truth, but you can give more, so you continue to grow. Sonetta TV, Sonetta TV.
It's DQ, baby. Pseudo killers, what up? What up? What up? Check. Tapping in, what's the subject? Evolution or revolution, we ain't done yet. Laying flat like Sanchez, this a bomb threat. I know my flow like Angozi. Source up and show me, homie. You shut up and mute up a moment. The mad scientist, I'm knowing all the components. We own it, and we gon' off it if it's pseudo. You do know we don't entertain that keyboard judo. That big Bobby banger out of Baltimore. Done it all, shop before. Sold a little something, but I taught you more than your average teacher. I had to reach you at your level to bring you up. No devil can never beat you. With precision of a magi, the information supplied by some guys get debunked on live. CK and Juju, I chill in the cut. But if you boys wanna fade, then I'm chefing you up. I organize lie, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers, space age Africans, back again. An organized lie, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers, space age Africans, tapping in. I always been fly, that's an actual omen. You can catch me in the sky, ask Anthony Bowman. You see me with his telescope, I was actually floating off some good kush. The Sabio is actually growing. See, Gullah Gullah and Kent is where the money gets spent. Them boys got some books that cost as much as you rent. The second verse should be smashed Rockwell, but I rock well. Underground like Sumerian Rockwells. In the ring like I'm the rock whale. Hell, create a different wave that can rock whales. Hell, shit swell like lunar tides. Buying tundras off Gandra to who describe. Euthanize foolish guys. Scholastically, haphazardly. Turn your camera on and look me in my eyes. And please do subscribe. 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. You in for a new surprise. It's DQ, a organized lie. The beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers, space age Africans, back again. An organized lie. The beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers, space age Africans, tapping in.
I'm in Rock Squad up, Magi Archers in the building, please believe. Oh shit. If you ain't Sinetta, no time for that interview, dog. I put my shit out for niggas, I don't send it to blogs. Clan kill off the Buddha, not being discreet. One puff is big pops and projectiles. Between the sheets. Sun run, cold game, bring your cleats. The best flow blow, Eskimo, penguin feet. Don't need no blunt to burn. You run the turf with 10 niggas on the block. That's a punt return. Ayo, Dolomite prototype soldier with the solar light. Saber and he hold it like he hold a mic. Golden ice benders, sipping on that overpriced poltergeist spirits. Ripping at the open mic, spoke the nice lyrics like Mama moved mean overnight. Golden motorbike holding on some Tron shit. That nice neon kit is on it. The king's libation with exotic liqueur. The queen's vibration like a Sada Shakur. A lot of decor, imported foreign threads, they ain't got at the store. Nubian Kush and black top pottery jaws, 39% THC, the quality pure. Old rapper try to spit ain't hot as before. It's like I'm 5 flights above, bust the shots at the floor. Cats switch up their style when they ain't got it no more. Cause they gotta keep their product in stores to feed their kids. See what that weed did? Yes, man, agreeing on everything we said. I smell of the mic like it's the love of my life. Don't get sliced and beat with the butt of the knife. Brother polite, I say I'm animalistic, cause I still be in the hood with my hand on my pistol. The Hebrews think I'm cannibalistic, E5 divination, channel the mystic, audio visionary. Let's play poetical Pictionary. Picture me burning down your missionary. Yeah, then I send you religion. That red dot on your head, that's Hindu tradition. Invisible, independent, intrinsic shit. I'll bring it all to an end with indivisible games. Charles Xavier, getting your brain. Mental anguish or manifesting physical pain. Wizard remains to dance in the chemical rain. Breathe slow, then I'm up out of this physical plane. Got military machinery that exercise, weaponized greenery. Shine at a jeopardize the scenery, son. Bruh, the beam 10 times your distance. Inclines convention. Stop rising with no trend line resistance. The parabolic breakout. I'm F-16 with the aeronautic fake out. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. That's who it is. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer. It's the God killer. The God killer. The God killer. The God killer.
Well organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo-wee. Man, y'all already know what it is, man. It's Bobby banging this bitch. What's good, family? What it do? What it do? What it do? Oh, man. Oh, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. Look, man. We just gonna keep coming, man. One day, some of you will learn that science is undefeated. We hear a lot of statements out there about this and about that, but nobody can come with the top-notch expert sources to prove their point. Oh, we come from the water, but they can't tell you how we get from the water to land. Oh, we dove out the sun. We ran up out the water, the Dogon legend, the aquatic ape hypothesis. What the hell? All that, the whole 9 yards. We want to know, how do we get from the water? I done heard a lot of pseudos try their hand. But I'm going to come and give y'all something that y'all can look up. I'm going to show y'all exactly what it is. I'm going to show you how from 350 million years that we get to 350,000 years. Homo sapiens sapien. And we're going to take it one step at a time, man. What's good, family, man? Good to have you, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's Black News 102, man. We're on the House of Consciousness, man. Top level, man. Having that high level conversation, man. We refuse to do pseudos. Yeah, I be butchering words, man. I do. I ain't gonna lie with it, man. Let me find the I can't even say the word today. It might not be the day for that word. Hypothesis. I said it. Hypothesis. I did it. Yeah, I butcher them. But it is what it is, man. And you know, yeah, I appreciate those words because you just practice them. And sometimes you forget them, sometimes you don't. But you do not be afraid of those words. Now, there you go. Appreciate it, man. We got a minute. I see you, Mrs. Graham. What it do? What it do? Per Black TV. Hey, look, Tamika One. What's good? Anonymous Preem, man. I see you, man. We got Hackle, Haskell 45. What it do? Indigenous Black man. By any means, what's going on with you? Don't run us. God said. I see you. Reese, what's good, man? What it do? Who else we got in here? Detro0861. We got Kepera. What's going on? We got Erg D33. We got PSP. We got the Late Show, man. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Late Show. Adrian, what's up with you? The homie Stephen. Omar Reed. Dub 720. Gary Moore. I see you, X. J-Mo X. What's good with you? Man, no diplomacy. You're a funny guy. Tony King Star 99. Yeah. West Africa. M2. What it do? Man, I see you publishing. Kiminal. Content publishing. I think I got that right. Hey, look, man. Regular Joe. Punk it. You say fuck it for real. Punk it. Hey, look. This how we're going to do this, man. Look, all right. They try to discourage you from using Wikipedia, but I'm trying to tell you. I read the material from here to there. Right? I read the material that gets sent to other scientists so they can go ahead and try to replicate the thing, right? And I read Wikipedia and I read Britannica, right? All encyclopedias, Cambridge Library, Morgan State Library, Georgia State, have access to all those, right? And everything in between, your local library. I just came from the local library yesterday. And I'm talking about the smaller libraries. In any city of work, they got big libraries. I like to parade them. And I love museums. And I love going to websites. Did a show on here when I went through the websites. And we navigated the now through websites, right? And artifacts. And everybody that was talking that talk, they can't do that, can they? No. So we're going to always be able to do that, man. I might have a high head sometimes, but the hell with it. I do the best that I can do. I'm working on my behavior. What do you want me to do? I'm working on it. Sometimes when you have all the answers to the test, because that's exactly what we got, because we practice science, and the conversations and arguments that we be having are actually have already been determined by science. Absolutely, in the field of science by scientists, qualified experts to get paid to do that work. Absolutely. So, with that part being said, man, I take fights that I got answers to the test, man. Where y'all gonna figure that out, man? It's just the way I employ the weaponry. Because really, we're in that tank. Shout out to the pseudo killers, man. Look, man, the community of skeptics, man. To the non-believers, man. For those who feel comfortable with telling their families, I just don't believe that. And no, I don't believe in God. We're here for you. And for those who can't tell your family that you believe in God, right? You just look at them when they start to talking at, and you laugh. And for those who don't care to tell anybody how they feel about mythology and just love to enjoy their life, we got science for you. So you got 128 in the building, and y'all see the conversation from fish to humans. Tiktaalik, evolution and transition. Y'all know what it is, man. So maybe we should start off with, what is a transitional fossil? And what transitional fossil are we talking about? Tiktaalik. We're going to talk about that. Now, there's some material I'm going to save, right? For anybody who want to step up there and get beat up, right? I think Dulcinea put out a challenge, and I accept that. Now, let's see if she get cold feet or not. She wants to play the little intelligent design game. Yes, she do. So we're going to beat her off that position. Yes, we will. As if she wants to jump up. Snitch don't save you. Wow. Y'all say anything, man. Anything. So for a long time, man, we talked about fish and how humans come up the water. Dogon got a story about being in the waters and all that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, she did destroy us. Believe. Let me see me make you famous. Believer of Yah, House of Israel, DC. She destroyed you on Saturday. Yeah, she sure did. She beat us up all the way. Shout out to Dulcinea that beat me and Cedric up. She made up her own line of science, right? Yeah, she made up her own, because it's all, when people trying to get you, they start saying, well, this science and that science and the white man science and the African science. They do all that. And when you start hearing all that, the sciences, our science and this science and that science, they flim-flamming. I might have to let you know that. That's a key. I like to give y'all keys to the flim-flam. That's what I like to do. But look, man. Hey, what we down to 2 weeks, getting close? July the 30th, man. It's going to be 1 o'clock, man. It's going to be an early joint, man. Man, y'all can go ahead. When you come from church, man, if you go in the morning service, man, you should be home by 12, man. Go ahead, get yourself together, get your vittles together, right? Sit down, get your popcorn ready, and watch this heavyweight bout that's going down. Welcome to the big leagues, man. Did we come from Africa, or were we always here? And they jockeying for the title, so I'm not quite sure where that title is now, but I know they jockeying for position, man. Man, we should be actually interviewing Jabari right here next week. If he don't come and show, he lied. No, let me stop. He said that'll be the first interview between me and him. We ain't never sat down together. On the interview, just me and him. We're going to kick it. All right? So you got Chief, a.k.a. Ali Muhammad, God body. He going in. You say he got his hat on. Yeah, he do all kind of stuff. But yeah, he going to be there in the gauntlet on the 30th. We got the chief and the Kemetic chief. No. Kemetic priest. Let me get that straight. Man, get y'all tickets, man. Them tickets is flying out the door, man. This is definitely a heavyweight fight. Now, why am I saying it's a heavyweight joint? Because I know both of them. I know how they fight, right? I know the way they do what they do. And it's my job to know how they do what they do. And they all been in live events on the big stage. The big stage is different. A lot of times y'all jump up here thinking down in that chat is easy. Y'all pop up here and get frizzled, right? So imagine being in front of a whole crowd of people and get frizzled and get nervous, but get scared of being nervous. See, me, I don't get scared of being nervous because I know, based off playing sports, right, being in front of a lot of people, right, you're going to be nervous. But being nervous doesn't mean that you can't do what you need to do. But if you don't understand that, you'll be nervous and it'll start rolling downhill on you. Before you know it, you'll be stammering and stammering. So a lot of y'all be stammering and stammering, right? A lot of times when they first get inside that gauntlet, man, and that Zoom for the first time, and they look down there and see all the people, 300, 400, 500 people, the nervousness come on you, and you be in trouble, and you can't even read the slides, right? Everything you was thinking about, you forgot. See, this won't happen with them two. Nope. They're going to be crispy. The way they speak, going to be super crispy. Both of them college educated. Crispy. They ain't going to be mispronouncing no words like I do at times. Nope. They're going to be flawless. Somebody going to be scamming in there, though. Somebody going to be messing with your intellectual real estate. I am telling you this now. I'm not going to say who, but I'm telling you, somebody's going to be messing with your intellectual real estate. Now, what I'm saying is, will you be educated enough to handle the truth? That's the point. Yep. Funny, right? Yeah, y'all know we got a pseudo killer show too, man, at about 8. Let me see. Yeah, at about 8. Hopefully we get to play the rest of that interview, have some open discussions, man. We want to talk about the cosmos, few things, man. It's going to be good, man. We keeping the science right in front of y'all. A lot of times science is very boring, and you know, we try to keep it fun, man. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So we want to keep it fun. We want to enjoy the audience. Sometimes somebody might get cussed out, but it's in good spirit. You say, how the hell is cutting somebody on good spirit? Like, we don't be meaning it. I know I don't. I'll be like, man, sometimes you might call me a wild name out of place, and I just go there. All right, I'm working on that. My team has told me, look, man, work on that, man. You got to work on that. You can't just be always, okay, they can't be always taunting me. Yeah, right. And then y'all, that's the old man. Hey, that's the good one, though. Grumpy old man. I'm like, damn. Probably am. That's why I left the gray on today. So I could be the grumpy old man if I need be. Yeah. Funny thing is, I've had gray hair for like, man, since I was 20 something, 25, 30. Yeah. All right. Let me see. We want to start off with Tiktaalik. And it's a transitional fossil. What does that mean? People always tell me they ain't got no transition from head to head. So something just doesn't jump from one thing to another. All right, that's not what happened. There's a long period of transition, right? Everything looks like its mother and its father. I'm gonna say this again. Everything looks like its mother and its father. Can you wrap your mind around that? So if everything's looking like its mother and its father with just slight variations, boop, boop, slight variations in over 1 million or so years, 7 million years, you see a product that's still not finished. Actually, everything is in transition, but that's a little slick. I done hit y'all with a little slick. You gotta really be up on the literature to get what I'm saying, that everything is in transition, right? But that's something that, you know, the new students, right? You wouldn't hit them with that. Everything. What you mean everything in transition? You just said you had the transitional fossil. Then how can everything be in transition? See, sounds counterintuitive. I see you, Tuck Mayat. Yeah, what's good? I see you. All right, so let me go to my favorite website that none of y'all can get by. That's funny. Can't get by Botanica. Sure as hell can't get by Wikipedia, but talking about why we use Wikipedia. Well, hell, man, use something you can understand. This shit, you can't defeat. Where's the daggone book at, man? God damn. All right. Donald Prethero. So you know that we do read books on the subject and thoroughly highlighted because we've been reading it. Donald Prethero. That's my man right here, yo. Yo, type in the search engine, Donald Prethero. Type that in there, man. Donald R. Prethero. Type it in on YouTube. Evolution, what the fossils say and what and why it matters. The second edition. That's Tiktaalik, named after the indigenous tribe up in the Arctic in Canada. Right here. That's good that they named it after the indigenous tribe in that area. That's a good thing right there. It's a good thing. All right. And I got a mean book. Fossils, all that. And y'all not getting past this. Somebody need to study up. They think they're gonna dive through this with intelligent design. Yeah, they're gonna beat all the way up. You get beat up. I need to find what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find something to talk about. I would like to talk about the laryngeal nerve. The laryngeal nerve, right? It branches from the spinal cord and send nerves impulse. All right, but I'm gonna stop. So let me so I showed you the fossil. Let me show you again on my favorite site that y'all can't get by. If y'all was here yesterday, y'all remember this? Let me see if y'all remember this. Look. If y'all was following me on the other joint, I didn't talk about this. Look, did they come this way? Look, the aquatic ape hypothesis. The aquatic ape hypothesis, also referred to as aquatic ape theory, AAT, or waterside hypothesis of human evolution, postulates that the ancestors of modern humans took a divergent evolutionary pathway from the other great apes, right? By becoming adapted to a more aquatic habitat. Now watch this though. So if anybody who's hollering about intelligent design and talking about evolution ain't this and we're not apes and all that, but yet would use this, listen to what I'm saying, but yet would use the aquatic ape hypothesis, what are they doing wrong? Now, I'm going to say this again. There's an individual, Dulcinea, that said that scientists are now leading to the aquatic ape hypothesis. But the aquatic ape hypothesis, right, is actually talking about human evolution. And that will be the Charles Darwin variety that everybody tries to knock down. Makes no sense. You know the rule, a pseudo always dies at the source. But watch this. It says, it postulates that the ancestors, right, the progenitors of modern humans took a divergent evolutionary pathway. All right? They took a divergent evolutionary pathway. Divergent. Trending to be different or developed in a different direction. We look up words around here. Divergent. We sound out words around here. No fear.
Divergent.
Divergent. So we see, so that's still part of the evolutionary process, and that's still showing that humans, right, took a pathway from the other great apes. So that means humans are great apes. Now, a lot of y'all might not like the great ape, the way it sounds, right? I get it. Ease your way to it. Just say primates then. What's a great ape? Look, there you go. That's a great ape. That's a great ape. That's a great ape. That's a great ape. I'm a great ape. You're a great ape. Wouldn't you like to be a great ape too? Dr. Pepper, let me stop. All extinct hominids, top human, middle, common chimpanzees, bonobos are very close to humans, western gorillas and eastern gorillas. Boarding, Sumatran, and Trapolian orangutan. Tapnuli. Did I say that right? Tapnuli. Hold on. We don't got that. Tapanuli.
Tapanuli.
All right. Tapanuli. All right. Yeah. See? These are great apes. Oh, but they ain't got no black people. Shut up. Shut up. Get out of here. All right. Okay. Kingdom, phylum, class, order, suborder. We're going to get to that later on. But yeah. All right. So that would mean that whoever was talking about this, see, we teaching right now, Dulcinea you were still talking about evolution. But this is the part you were left off, Dulcinea, because you don't like Wikipedia. While the hypothesis has some popularity with the lay public, like me, you, we the lay public. We're lay. We're not the experts. We the lay public. What's the lay public? Let me see. Can we just look it up? Look at the lay public. All right. Oh, that's messed up. I wonder if we can look up the lay public to get an exact thing, because it seemed like now we just people that got so wild with it, yo, that we just that now it seems like every word needs to be defined because they starting to trick y'all at a high level now. At the high level trickery. Man, let me see. Pass something down. Not ordered into belonging clergy. Nah, man. Short narrative poem meant, well, lay person in this sense is talking about just a regular person. All right. It say it is generally ignored. Okay. While hypothesis has some popularity with the lay public, it is generally ignored or classified as what, y'all? Pseudoscientific by the anthropologists. Why you always use that word? Because the damn field always use that word. Don't let them trick you in saying, yeah, I always use that word. No, we use the word when we see what it is we're seeing. Pseudoscientific, pseudoscience. This is also why I enjoy Wikipedia. Because you can click yourself to death through the daggone things and learn. You could spend a whole hour, right, going in a long ass different directions, learning everything you need to learn on Wikipedia. That's why we do Wikipedia. Pseudoscience consists of statements. Humans didn't evolve. Beliefs or practices that claim to be both scientific, intelligent design, and factual, but are incompatible, listen, y'all, with the scientific method. Boom. Now, whenever you hear people say, Ankh, it's just a theory. Now, after you have explained it to them till in nausea and saying, man, listen, when lay people use the word theory, it's different from when the experts use the word theory and they act like they understand, right? And then they say, but evolution is just a theory. They're basically saying, right? Let me go back. Right? We want to keep y'all right there. So if I'm reading this, right? All right, and this is pseudoscience, and it says that scientific and factual, but are incompatible with the scientific method, right? And we click on the scientific method, and the scientific method says the scientific method is an empirical method of acquiring knowledge that has characterized the development of science since at least the 17th century, okay, with notable practitioners in previous centuries. See the article, History of Scientific Method, and I'm gonna go there. It says, for additional detail, okay, it involves careful observation. That's observation. That's one part of it. You can't say you do that part and that's the whole scientific method. I've seen them try it. Applying rigorous skepticism. You're supposed to do that, right? That's why I'm a skeptic. Community of skeptics. Shout out to my peoples, man. I see y'all in the building. It says about what is observed, given the cognitive assumptions can distort how one interprets the observation. There you go. It involves formulating hypotheses via induction based on such observations. The testability, it has to be testable, of the hypothesis. Experimental, you have to do experiments. And the measurement based on statistical testing and deductions drawn from the hypothesis, and refinement or elimination. You take stuff in, you take it away, of the hypothesis based on experimental findings. These are the principles of the scientific method, as distinguished from the definitive series of steps applicable to all scientific enterprises. Why am I saying this? Because if I just explained to you that evolution was a scientific theory, and we explained what a scientific theory was, different from when the lay public uses it, and then you keep saying it's just a theory, right? It can't just be a theory, because for it to be a theory, it has to go through this process called the scientific method to become a theory. Because guess what? What's the research question? Why is life on Earth diversified? Formulate your hypothesis with your notes and stuff of that nature, and your data that you have put together. Darwin, he took a trip around the damn globe. He had a research question, and as he was on the trip circumnavigating the globe, he developed a body of knowledge that he was putting together, and then he tested. He tested with the experiment. He tested it. He analyzed the data, right? And as he analyzed the data, if it didn't pan out, then he just go back to step one again, do another research question, or report its conclusion. Your question, observation, a question, your research, your topic of area, your hypothesis, test the experiment, analyze the data, report it. So when I'm saying that human evolution, no matter what y'all say, is a scientific theory, no matter what y'all say, no matter how many times y'all mess it up, right? If you continue to say it's just a theory, you're being disingenuous and willfully ignorant, and you're scamming. And I say you scamming because you're standing up in front of a bunch of marginalized people who ain't even thought about science in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20 years, and you say something that sounds better than the real thing, you scamming them. So every time one of y'all holler about, yeah, but I ain't even looking at the chat, but I can surmise there's somebody in there saying, yeah, yo, but evolution is just a theory. Maybe y'all can help me out. Why do they do that? Is it that they don't understand, but didn't we explain 100 times what it was and what it wasn't? How can they continue to say that and not be scamming intellectually? But see, intellectually scamming will lead to money scamming. Yeah, that's how they all do it. Remember that? They all start out with a little white lie, and before you know it, it's full-blown selling you books, give you titles that they don't have, and acting like they some damn doctor somewhere, far off some damn way, taking your money. Anyway, I just wanted to make that point. Went a little long with the point, but the point was fair. It's a fair point. That why they keep saying it's just a theory. Wait a minute, it's not just any theory, it's a scientific theory. And a scientific theory has to go through the scientific method to be considered a scientific theory, y'all. Hey, the history of the scientific method, while we at it. That's the white boy science. Okay, well, let's see. Slicker and Rick. The history of the scientific method, considered changes in methodology, the scientific inquiry, as distinct from the history of science itself. The development of the rules for scientific reasoning has not been straightforward. Scientific method has been the subject of intense recurring debate throughout history of science, and eminent natural philosophers and scientists have argued for the primacy of one or another approach to establishing scientific knowledge. There you go. Oh, so what is the early methodology? Who was pushing rudimentary scientific method? Oh my goodness, you got ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt, for all y'all Negropeans that just don't know, is safely fixed and is a homegrown African civilization. I'm going to say this real slow to those who have gotten retarded and think they know what they're talking about, and I'm not going to mention their name because they bogus. Ancient Egypt is safely fixed on the continent of Africa. And the biological organism that ranges in skin color and phenotype and hair type and all that are safely fixed in Africa. The river is the longest river on planet Earth, 4,100 miles. Babylonia is in Western Asia, Mesopotamia. Sumer Western Asia. But the African element to the early method is written down on paper, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness, what is this? Now you see why I always bring this up. This is an important document, the Edwin Smith Papyrus, an ancient African medical textbook. Of course, the word is Egypt, but I can say ancient Africa. It's a medical textbook, 1600 BCE, set out, and look, empirical method. Yeah, first of its kind, ladies and gentlemen. This is called hieratic. This is a cursive form of the meta lecture, or what you call the glyphs, the pictograph. Well, this is a cursive form. And so they first developed cursive in Africa. You know how you used to learn your ABC? Well, say now the kids don't even learn cursive anymore. We learn cursive. But it's right here in front of your face. So why they keep saying it's the white man, it's obviously not. It starts in Africa. The way that they even transform the understanding of something scientific, it got to go through the scientific method. And where was that at? In Africa. And so there are a few explicit discussions of the scientific methodologies and surviving records from each cultures. My fault, from early cultures. The most that can be inferred about the approaches to the undertaking science in this period stems from descriptions of early investigations into nature. So see, science is an early investigation into nature. But I thought y'all said y'all was natural. So if y'all natural, y'all supposed to be taking investigations into nature, not investigations into the realm of the pseudo, not the investigation into the super spiritual or the supernatural. You're supposed to be investigating the natural. Human beings develop religion to delve into the supernatural, and humans develop science in the scientific method to understand and explain the natural world. But y'all be saying we want to be natural. I don't hear y'all running around saying we want to be supernatural. Well, if you want to be supernatural, which is outside of nature, we can look it up, then keep bringing religion. That's why most people that talk about these topics, the elders included, they for the most part will run across the science part a million miles an hour and fixate and focus on the spirituality as being the power of ancient Egypt, or being the power of ancient Ghana, or being the power of West Africa, Central Africa. They won't tell you that the real power is in the science, because the science helps you understand and deduce from the natural world. And there's byproducts from understanding the natural world. You got beat by those who had a better understanding of the natural world, no matter what you say. They had developed tools that help them understand nature better than you. But that's okay, because you built the foundation. That's why it's so silly. Even if science was the white man's, you should go study it, because they studied you. And they built off of what you had and came back better. So it says right here, it says, the Egyptian medical textbook, the Edwin Smith Papyrus from 600 BCE, applies the following components. See, my conversation is always applying these types of components: examination, diagnosis, treatment, and prognosis. It says the treatment of disease, right, which displays strong parallels to the basic imperial method of science, according to G.E.R. Lord. It says played a significant role in the development of methodologies. The Eber Papyrus 1550 also contains evidence of traditional empiricism. Yeah, that's the damn point. That's what I've been trying to say the whole damn time. But y'all keep hollering about y'all natural and want to run to the herbs. No, natural would be to understand how the damn plant works. What is the active ingredient in the damn plant? That's understanding the natural world, just looking at the plant, looking at the outside of it, not understanding the breakdown of the damn plant. It's just that surface. But your ancestors wanted to dig deep, so they started to develop methods that would help them understand the damn natural world. Y'all act like human beings dove out the womb fully clothed in some shoes and some gold chains on and gold teeth and bracelets and Jordans and iPhones and cashmere coats walking through the green Sahara. Hell no, we was butterball naked 355,000 years. Humans was naked. Ass swinging, penises swinging, vaginas, titties, the whole 9 yards. And that's not even being graphic because it actually wasn't a thing to them because they was all naked. So for the majority of time of Homo sapiens on the planet, they was definitely in the raw. They was natural. So I don't expect all y'all that's hounding about the herbs and the spices to go natural anytime soon. Not unless y'all go to some beach and get naked. I don't think you can be doing that. But anyway, natural. Nature in the raw. And so when you make statements that, hey man, we not animals, you shitting me. You was just as naked as all the rest of the animals. You just got slick, put some clothes on it. Put some clothes on it, put a ring on it. Let me stop, y'all. That's the point. Yeah. See. So if you really want to be natural, don't talk me to death. Go to a new beach somewhere or something and be natural. But y'all don't really want to be that. Y'all want to be acting like you natural. You want to act like you go grab some herbs at the store and take them and then convince everybody else that's what they need to do all the time until you really get sick and the doctor say the ambulance don't come or the naturopathic ambulance don't come to take you to the naturopathic hospital or the doctor say the compound all the way in fucking Honduras somewhere. It don't happen. So this brings me up to another point. Stop telling people an alternative to high-level medical science when you don't have something to replace it. Because even if I was to listen to you and get sick, I would still have to go back to the thing that you telling me don't mess with. Ain't that a shame? Where's the naturopathic hospitals that can help my grandma when she gets sick? Where's the naturopathic Dr. Sabi hospitals that can help my children if they break a leg? If they catch a flu? Don't take vaccines, don't you? Yeah, I know. But where is the thing that you can replace? No, I don't got it. That's the point. That's why I don't listen to y'all. See, I'm very skeptical of people that are always telling us what to do, but don't have nothing to replace it with. That's where I'm at. Where is the byproducts of the lies that you telling us? Ain't no evolution. It's what? If it ain't evolution, then what? So what is the byproduct of human beings just diving out the sun fully clothed? What can we learn for that? And what do we have for that? Because if I'm telling you about evolution, you can get a daggone degree in evolution. You can get a job in biology or evolutionary biology. You're working with genetics and genes, make $200,000-300,000 a year, develop. You can help humanity. You got medicine. They start to make medicine evolutionary minded. You've seen it in real time during the damn pandemic. And whether you like what I'm saying or not, you just can't get around it because the debate over the subject has already been debated in science, not in YouTube and on goddamn TikTok. No matter what you say, that's why I'm arrogant. You can call me whatever you want, but you can definitely call me arrogant. And you know why I'm arrogant? Because I'm sitting there with all the damn answers to the test. That's why I'm arrogant. As a matter of fact, I don't even think you can call it arrogant. You can just say, that's the niggas with the answer to the test. But what are you doing in the lab? Not a damn thing. I ain't never told you I was in a damn lab. I've been to a lab. At least I've done that. Never even said I was a scientist. That would be rude. Never even said I had a damn degree. That would be lying. And never act like I was a doctor, a lawyer, or a goddamn politician. I'm just a regular dude. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I taught my damn self. That's why I be butchering words sometimes and messing it up. But that's okay. At least I got enough sense to say, here, this is where it's at. I didn't have me. I had to fight my way through cults and all that. Let me get back on topic. So the reason I'm always banging the drum for daggone quote unquote science and all the above, right, is because it's what our ancestors did. And we always talk about the ancestors. I won't be like the ancestors, but then you talk about some googly god shit. Confusing at high levels. So we see that this method, right, that is empirical, right, the way to tell us something is science, right? Actually, the earliest forms of it come from Africa. So now y'all know. So I'm really the one that's really being the natural while y'all being the spooked out supernatural. Now, so let's back this up. Back it up. Backing up the train. Watch how we back up the train. We back it up. So now we know why we use science and the scientific method. And now we know why we use the terminology of pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is often characterized with contradictory. Humans don't evolve. Humans ain't primates. And humans ain't great apes. It's a contradictory statement. It's exaggerated foolery. It's unfalsifiable claim. Reliance on confirmation bias. We run around with confirmation bias, ladies and gentlemen. I know I was definitely that. It's a rather than the rigorous, ain't no damn rigor going on in YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. The rigorous attempts to refutation. Yeah, y'all might be trying to do that. Y'all might be trying to refute, but not with no high level information. Lack of openness to evaluation by other experts. Y'all ain't sent y'all papers to no damn experts. Because y'all ain't write no papers. Absence of, watch this, of systematic practices. When developing a hypothesis. Am I saying that right? Hypothesis. I bet you I'm saying it right.
Hypotheses.
Hypotheses. That's even better. Hypotheses. And continued adherence long after, see, this is what it is, long after pseudoscientific hypotheses have been experimentally discredited. See, that's why I be calling it pseudo, because I'm saying what you're talking about out your mouth has already been discredited, but yet you still do it. And that's why I say y'all be scamming our intellectual real estate between our two ears, because what you're saying has already been discredited. Now, back it up. Which brings us to a discredited hypothesis. The aquatic ape, Dulcinea. And I ain't even throwing no shot. She just did that. Huh. According to anthropologist John Hopkins, that's my favorite, look him up, the AAH, the aquatic ape hypothesis, is not consistent with the fossil records. Hold on. Let me see if I can play that. Let me play this. Let me mute my mic so I can play this for y'all. Let me see if she used the term aquatic ape. Let's see.
Do you agree that all mammals have a common ancestor?
That's a theory.
No, I'm asking you your opinion.
If I agree with that theory, I agree to an extent. I agree that there's a common ancestor that came out of the water. I don't agree with the
Well, a mammal wouldn't have came out of the water. It would have been like an amphibian or a reptile.
With the aquatic theory that they're now accepting as science.
Yeah, but it would have been amphibian or a reptile.
With the aquatic
wouldn't have came out of the water. It would have been like an amphibian or a reptile.
With the aquatic theory that they're now accepting as science.
Yeah, but it would have been an amphibian or reptoid type of organism. It wouldn't have been a mammal, not the primordial one.
Well, I get what you're saying as far as that. Well, what I'll say from there is I believe that it's all separated from there, and then every species has their own evolutionary biology.
Well, a mammal wouldn't have came out of the water. It would have been like an amphibian or a reptile.
With the aquatic theory that they're now accepting as science.
Yeah, but it would have been an amphibian or reptoid.
Are you familiar with the aquatic? Yeah, see, that's my point right there. See, that's easy work right there. See how easy that work was? And she couldn't even get past Wikipedia. So why do I need to bring anything else? It's very, very easily read. Science is a very hard topic because you can't play with it. You can play with religion and tweak it and bring your own opinion to it. You're not allowed to bring your own opinion in science. For you to do that, you have to actually be participating in science. So I don't have the right nor the ability to question, watch this, question with merit scientific findings. Because that's not how science works. That's how religion works. I'm going to question that. Jesus had gray sandals on. Yeah, you can question that. Okay? But you can't question the findings in science because you're not looking over the empirical data. You're not doing any of that. And only the experts that actually do that are allowed to do that. In this community, we think we can do that. We, the lawyer, the doctor, the politician, we all that. Right? And we think we question that, right? We can question it, we thinking outside the box. No, you're not. You tricking and you scamming when you do that because you actually can't do it. You cannot be a race car driver not unless you're driving goddamn cars. I'm a race car driver. Yeah, just because you're driving down the street and you're Impala at 120 miles an hour about to kill yourself don't make you a race car driver. It just make you a wild dude driving too damn fast about to kill yourself or kill somebody else. That's what it make you. So the same thing in science. It just make you a wild person on the internet about to mess up something and get somebody hurt out here. Oh, the vaccines ain't this, that don't work in the biology. Somebody went out there and killed their damn grandmother in the last 2-3 years. Trust me, people that die didn't have to die. 70% of the United States is vaccinated, and the other 30% is the ones that was dying and getting sick for real. That's it. Because you thought you was a damn immunologist or virologist. Yeah. Because you stayed at a goddamn going hotel some goddamn where. Holiday Inn Express. Man, y'all know every damn thing. Whatever. That's my point. And I hope y'all got that point. And I hope it was crystal clear. So no, we won't be doing an aquatic ape theory. Dejanea. Dejanea. My fault. I'm gonna mess up your name. Beloved. You know when somebody say beloved, they be tripping. Beloved. Yeah. Almost shouldn't even beat you up. But you asked for it, and y'all know the rule. 8 to 80. Blind, cripple, or great. But let's get to the real thing, though. We just want to have a little fun, right? Just touch him up a little bit. That's how you do it. You touch him a little bit. All right, wanted to prove my point. Think I've done that. Let me get back on point. All right. And back on point is that this. I want that one. I want this one. Let's see. Nope. Get to it. Let me get that. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm going to talk about the scientific consensus later on. All right. We took that trip from here all the way there. So now we're here. All right. Tiktaalik. Tiktaalik or Tiktaalik. Tiktaalik. How about that? Tiktaalik. I think that might be a better pronunciation. Let me see. Tiktaalik.
Tiktaalik.
Okay, I said it right. Tiktaalik. Okay, Tiktaalik is a monospecific genus of extinct Sarcopterygian. Hold on. Sarcopterygian. Let's see.
Sarcopterygian.
Sarcopterygian. Okay, from the late Devonian period, about, listen, 375 million years ago. Now, y'all gonna stop acting like 375 million years ago was last week. Because that's what y'all act like. It's not last week. You can't even imagine or dream of 375 million years. So if I was talking about the universe and it start at about 13.5 billion years, and I was to tell you to extend your arm out, right? I said extend your arm out, right? All the way out here, right? And the origin of the universe is the tip of your daggone finger when it started, right? Okay? And I would say that at this point, you would be somewhere that the history of 375 million years, the human show would be like somewhere right here, right there. You ain't even touched on it. All right? You can't even understand the scale. Let's do this. Let's say this the whole right here. From here to here is the whole 13.5 billion years, right? That little, just looking at your tip of your daggone, the tip of your fingernail would be 375 million years. 100 years be microscopic. So no, you can't imagine that. Just like you can't even imagine the size and shape of the earth, and no, you can't feel the earth moving. It's counterintuitive. You standing outside, you say this joint ain't moving. You say this joint that big, and then the scammers come in and say something that sounds good. Well, really, yeah, it's flat. Well, how about that? Yeah, you stand outside, you can look straight ahead, and you know it's flat. It ain't moving. Yeah, but imagine being in a park on one of those rides, you know, when you playground, them things that spin. Imagine that take a whole daggone day to spin around. That little thing y'all get on, imagine it took a whole, you wouldn't feel it move now, would you? Well, that's how big the damn earth is. You don't feel it move. Not to mention you was evolved on the earth, in Earth's atmosphere. You got balancing mechanisms in your ear that actually compensate for the earth's movement, period. It just the way we design is for earth. It's not a big deal. Like a fish ain't tripping about being in water. Just like you ain't tripping on being on the earth that's moving. You can manipulate, you can do everything, run, jump, dive. Yeah. Hope I made my point there. Not quite sure, but I think I did. We're talking about perception. In 75 million years, you're not going to be able to get it. But I'm going to tell you that's eternity for you. Don't say 13.5. I like when I say the universe 13.5 billion years, you say, wait, what became before that? Ain't shit come before 13.5 billion years. What came before 13.5 billion? Nothing. It's forever. That's what the religions do to you. But what came before that? Not a damn thing. Anyway, 375 million years, having many features akin to those tetrapods. Let's see what a tetrapod is. A tetrapod, Greek, are four-limbed vertebrate animals. Humans are tetrapods, ladies and gentlemen. They got four limbs. Now we're starting to learn about why and how they classify things, right? All right. So, constituting the superclass tetrapod, it includes all extinct amphibians and anotes, which in turn evolved into sauropods. I can't even say that right. Saurosids. Sauropsids. Let me just hold on, man. God damn. I'm gonna get this right.
Sauropsids.
Yeah. That shit is so hard, I ain't know I said it right. That's how you know a word is hard. You say it right, don't even got nothing to evaluate on whether you said it right. I know I sounded out. Anyway, reptiles, including dinosaurs, dinosaurs, shut up. And therefore birds. All right, let me see. We ain't gonna fight through all that. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Some tetrapods. Look, this is interesting, right? Hold on, and let me see. This also includes all extinct mammals. Now watch this. Some tetrapods, such as snakes and legless lizards, have evolved to become limbless. See, they evolved to become limbless. Snakes did have legs. But how you think the snake walked in the garden and eaten? God cursed him and took his legs away from him. Let me stop. Limbless via mutation of the hoax gene. We're going to do a whole class on the hoax gene. Shout out to the pseudo killers. Sister Tiffany talked about, Miss Tiffany talked about this particular gene. She talked about body plans, and this is one of the things that produces body plans. It say, although some do still have the pair of visceral, we talked about visceral organs, right? Vistility is the retention during the process of evolution of genetically determined structures or attributes that have lost some or all of the ancestral function in the given species. You know, like that tail you got. Next time you take a shower, and I hope y'all taking a shower on a regular basis, turn around in the mirror, and you'll see you have that coccyx bone, which is actually a visceral of a tail. We talked about how the tail falls off in the womb of mammals about 3 to 4 weeks inside the womb. We talked about that. Go watch that one. It says that are remnants of the hind limbs. There you go. Let's get back. Now we're cooking a little bit. Now we're seeing how this is going, how humans are fitted into certain categories. Unearthed at the Arctic Canada, the Tiktaalik is a non-tetrapod member of the, I ain't gonna try, ostrich. Don't matter, yo. Thank goodness.
Ostrich thighs. Ostrich thighs.
Ostrich thighs. Bony fish. All that to say bony fish. Why not just say bony fish? Right, because it wasn't necessarily written for you. They used the Greek words and all that. This is what science is. It has its own language. It said all that to say bony fish. Complete with scales and gills, but it has a triangular, flattened head and usually cleaver-shaped fins. Cleaver-shaped fins. All right. Those fins and other mixed characteristics mark Tiktaalik as a crucial transitional fossil. And here's where the lesson begins. A link in evolution from swimming fish, look at this, y'all, to four-legged vertebrates. This and similar animals might be a common ancestor of all vertebrates. Do y'all know what a vertebrate is? Obviously not. Vertebrate are animals with spinal cords and bony or cartilaginous backbone, including mammals, birds, reptilians, amphibians, and fish. So all this right here fits in the same category, and that includes humans, ladies and gentlemen, because last time I checked, as you check for that coccyx bone behind you, check for that spinal cord. If you got a damn spinal cord, you're a vertebrate or a chordea. A chordea. Got them nerves, those spinal cords, dorsal nerve cord, hollow dorsal nerve cord. See that? You're in trouble, Dulcinea. Humans are vertebrates. So is a monkey. So is an elephant. Yeah, we catching up. This is similar animals might be a common ancestor of vertebrate. Terrestrial. What's terrestrial? On Earth. Fauna. What's fauna? Animals. Fauna is all of the animal life present in a particular region. Flora. What's flora? Plants. So in the literature, they say fauna and flora. And amphibious, reptiles, birds, and mammals. Okay. Well, let's figure out what a transition fossil is. Let me check the chat, make sure y'all ain't acting up and crazy in there, man. Got 180,000 people in the building, man. Let me see if somebody talking stupid. I know somebody gonna be talking stupid. Look, dumb dude. Look, dumb. Hey, dumb. Look, he need a reader because his reading is stunting my comprehension. Good joke, but I bet you're gonna hit that link though. See, I don't got a problem with doing what I do, right? My real issue is making sure that people get what it is they supposed to get. That's the real issue. Now, whether I pronounce these extraordinarily large words right or not is another thing. But the reality of the situation is y'all got it now. How about that? Well, you can't get me, boy. Can't use it against me. No, you can't. They try to get me. Now, I just wanted people to chat real quick. The chat is funny. But I can't handle the chat. I'm going to tell you now. That's why I'm staying in that chat. I get out of that chat because that chat will have you wilding. They won't keep me in that chat. All right. So now we're dealing with the transitional fossils. And every step we take, you will find Charles Darwin. This is why it was essential for you to get the basic understanding on who the hell Charles Darwin was. Shout out to the pseudo killers in the community, skeptics, man. Hey, Mars, put those links in there so they can go ahead and subscribe to those channels. That's important for our growth and development as quote unquote Black Americans, African Americans. Now, a transitional fossil is a fossilized remains of a life form that exhibit traits common to both an ancestral group and its derived descendant group. This is especially important where the descendant group is shapely differentiated by gross anatomy and mode of living form the ancestral group. It says these fossils serve as a reminder that taxonomic division, watch this, so y'all won't use this against us. These fossils serve as a reminder that taxonomic division and human constructs that have been imposed in hindsight on a continuum of variation, meaning there are variations that are continuing. It say because of the incompleteness of the fossil record, there is usually no way to know exactly how close a transitional fossil is to the point of divergence. Therefore, it cannot be assumed that transitional fossils are direct ancestors of more recent groups, though they are frequently used as models, scientific model, see, for such ancestors. Now, watch this. In 1859, when Charles Darwin's On the Origin of the Species was first published, the fossil record was poorly known. Darwin described perceived lack of transitional fossils as the most obvious and gravest objections gravest objections, which can be urged against my theory. But he explained it by relating it to the extreme imperfections of the geological record. It say he noted the limited collection available at the time, but described the available information as showing patterns that followed from his theory of descent with modification. See, descent with modification through natural selection. All right? Basic. We gotta have the basic here. I think it's just important. One day we'll do a whole show on the phylogenetic taxonomy. We're gonna have to. Vertebrates here. Here you go. Just look at the picture. Sometimes the picture's worth 1,000 words, ain't it? We got the different time periods right there on the left. You see your fish, you see your mammals, right? Mm-hmm. See a fossil right here. That's a transitional fossil right there. And it's an interesting transitional fossil. Let me see. Archaeopteryx rex. Make sure I said that right. That's some shit right here.
Archaeopteryx.
Mm-hmm. Archaeopteryx. I wonder, can you actually see that? Yeah? Right here, look. It's the actual. See, that's real. They got that. Something y'all don't got. Y'all don't got no intelligent design. You're not going to find that. All right? So that's what a transitional fossil is, right? It transitions from one thing to another. Pretty simple, right? And that's Tiktaalik. Boom. That's the head of it. Shoulder, that's the shoulder. Shoulder blade. That's from the shoulder blade, shoulder griddle. All right, that shoulder blade. Then from that shoulder blade, you got the one bone, and then you got the two bones, and then you got that hand with many bones. Y'all see that? So if y'all just take a look at these different digits. Hands. So the purple is the industrial radials, digits. That's the hand, right? It's your wrist. The orange is the wrist, right? The humerus. The yellowish color is the humerus. Radius, that's that blue. You got that green. Ulinia. Hold on. It says the sequence of color-coded diagrams. Homology between, the pectoral fin bone of lobe fin fish. All right? That purple is your fingers. That's your bone. See that first bone, that yellow bone? Right? You get that shoulder, then you get that one bone to that elbow, then you get them two bones, right? And then you get the many bones. So if y'all grab y'all shoulder right now, from your shoulder to your elbow, there's going to be one bone right there. Like that's one bone right there. And then from your elbow to your wrist, there's going to be two bones. And then from your wrist to your hand, there's going to be many bones. Can y'all see that? I think y'all actually can. There you go. The forelimb from the shoulder to the top of the fin. Shoulder bone right there. See, look, shoulder, one bone to the elbow, two bones, and then the wrist. This is actually what it would have looked like. That's in transition. It's not a tetrapod though, but it's on its way to becoming that. All right, they call it the fish that do push-ups. Here you go. Alligator gar is an extinct fish that bears some resemblance to Tiktaalik. You see those four right there, those four, they will become limbs as this fish transitions out of water. It's in between. There you go. You can look at it. Lake Devonian lobe fin fish and amphibious tetrapods. Right there, that's the one in transition right there. In the middle. That's in transition between these two types. Right there. Boo, 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 boo. 375 million years. I mean, the question is, how do you get from here to humans? Well, first you need to get the limbs, limb-like fish. Right there, it's a Tiktaalik with limb-like fins that could take it onto land. There you go. So it can swim, right? And it can be on land. Fish that does push-ups. It's an artist rendering of it. Could do both. All right. It's the actual head of it. That's Neil Subin. Look him up. Paleontologist who discovered it. It's an image of it. You can do both. See? Transition from water. So I'm showing you how at 375 years you had this specimen that could do what? Be in water and navigate through land. The fish that does push-ups. This is the answer as of 2023 and how what would later on 75 million years later be having a conversation about the thing that first came up out the waters. There you go. Now, I'm going to show you something. Let me throw the link out there. All right. Done. Now I'm just going straight pictures for you. All right. Oh, we ain't listening to you, Atlantean. You have too much fun, yo. You be having too much fun. You be having too much fun. I ain't listening to you. Let me drop the link though, and then I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you something that's gonna be undeniable. I'm gonna show you one of my debate slides. I'm gonna give whoever my opponent is. I'm gonna give you the first slide to look at. I'm gonna do that for you because I can do it. You can't get around it. Can't get around it. Mm-hmm. All right, I dropped the link, man. Y'all want to jump in. Come on now. That ain't gonna work. What's going on, Gullah?
What's good with it, bro? I was gonna add in on too. What was crazy? What was crazy? What this sister said was she was going with the aquatic ape theory, even though that theory has been thrown out and is now considered pseudo. It actually was a scientific proposal once upon a time, but she didn't even say like how she didn't explain it right. Like it don't say people just came up out the water. That theory doesn't even explain it like that. It just say like whatever common ancestor apes that we came from, some of the ones that we came from probably, lived around water regions and lived a adaptive lifestyle on like shellfish and stuff like that. But that theory been thrown out though. But she explained it like people just came up out the water like mermaids or something like.
Yo, you funny. Sure did, didn't she? That's the point, though, yo. They don't be ready for the conversation. You take years to get this together, man. Why can't I believe I'm trying to share my daggone screen, man? Why is they doing me like this? Come on, man. Come on, screen share. Come on now. Choose to share, okay. Come on now. I know y'all can't see it. Tell me if you can see my screen, yo. Can you see that?
Yeah, but it's like a whole lot of screens mashed together or something.
Oh, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We want to put this on here. I cannot believe this. Boy. Man. Tell the home screen. That ain't what I want y'all to see. I'm trying to get this right. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of crazy ape theories that have been thrown out. Like they got the stone ape theory too, where they thought that apes got super complex advanced when they start eating mushrooms or some shit.
Oh man, yeah, yeah, I know. John Jones,
what's going on, brother Ankh?
How you doing, man? What's good?
All right, so you believe in dinosaurs, right?
Nope.
Wow.
We know it's dinosaurs. We have understanding.
Yeah, I know it's dinosaurs. I don't believe in that.
You have understanding of extinct reptilian creatures that was around. That's not extinct. It's actually animals that's today that directly come from that, like birds, other modern reptiles. Even mammals. Mammals come from top of reptilian dinosaur creature that was around a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Anyone talking about what happened on Earth millions of years ago is pseudo. Yeah.
You talking about what happened millions of years ago on Earth. So what are you talking about?
No, I was reading the screen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So
I'm just saying, yeah.
Because you're a jumpy person. Hold on, whoa. So you jumpy. And stop being jumpy, yo. We cordial, right? Go ahead. What about the dinosaurs? Let me hear it.
I'm saying, if we came out the water millions of years ago, when that should be when dinosaurs was here, how did we survive?
I say 375 million years ago.
No,
and I didn't say human beings.
That's millions of years ago. That's when dinosaurs roamed.
No humans yet. You gotta get to the mammals first. You can't
get to the mammals.
That's even before the dinosaurs.
Yeah, bro. I went 375 million years ago, yo.
and before the mammals, you got to get to the reptilian type, transitional forms before you even get to mammals. They was like reptilians first, because even the earliest, the most basal mammals today, or like the platypus and the spiny anteater, they still lay eggs. Like it's like a remnants of old mammals.
Okay, so when were dinosaurs roaming on the earth? Because that's isn't that
60 million years ago? Some of them still living today. They call birds. They call reptiles. What you think an alligator and crocodile is?
All right, 60 million years ago. So how far back do their history go? Do you know? Because that's when they were extinct, right? Like
what? They went extinct 65 million years ago.
65 million. So that means they have a predate that lasted. How long did that last?
What? How long did what last? You want to look it up?
Dinosaurs. I'm saying, if you're talking about millions of years ago, all I'm saying
still got dinosaurs. You still got dinosaurs.
So you saying we were the first ones to come out of water? Like we didn't have no predators. We just came out and had time to just evolve and nothing bothered us. Like, I don't know.
All right. Okay. Did you see a picture of that? What I showed?
Yeah, we didn't come out as
they don't look like us, do it.
It wasn't humans.
You got to
get the early primates to even get to the human first. Like you skipping steps, bro.
You gotta get to
I
that monkey
understand
first.
that, so that's what I'm saying. So when we first came out of water, what y'all saying? When we came out of water, nothing
No,
was on the
stop.
planet then.
You can't say
Some
we.
type of amphibians, bro.
Come on, we know. Everybody, stop for a minute. We didn't come out of shit. We came out of the womb of our mother. We humans. I took you back to a living organism, right? That was transitioning to a tetrapod, which means limbs. It didn't even have limbs yet, but it was kind of had shoulder blades and stuff. Had all the body plan there. That's what I took you to. It could do water. It could do land. That's what I took you to. So 375 million years, that body plan would express itself in the form of Homo sapiens sapiens. So you can't keep saying we. And here's the part that nobody get. If you was to look in the mirror, or if you was to get a what we call a something that can look X-rays of your body,
yeah.
you would find that your body is actually a museum, right? From everything you came from. You would see the monkey inside of you. I hate to say it, because y'all gonna misconstrue it, right? But 40 million years ago, you got the old world monkeys, dog. All right, that's 40 million years ago, right? Another 375 million years ago, you can find a fish in you. So you can find a monkey in you, you can find a fish in you. So what I'm saying is, it's like taking a box inside of a box inside of a box. A big box, the fish,
like the Russian,
right?
like the Russian
box,
dog.
hold on, let me talk. Big box, the next box, smaller. All right. And when you look in there, you see all these different boxes, yo, that make up that collection of boxes. And that's what humans are. We're a museum, a storehouse of everything we came from. There you go, bro.
Yeah.
How was it put together?
Huh?
How was it put together?
What you mean how? So now you ain't asking the question to understand. You asking the question to get hold on. You asking the question to get me to the point where I might make a mistake. What do you mean how we put together? It's called biology. It's called evolution. It's called natural selection, where things, right, are selected based off of survivability, just good enough in different environments. So if you live in a water environment, a whale. A whale actually was on land first. Now, how do we know that a whale was on land first? How did it evolve, right, to be able to navigate water like that? First point, how do we know that a whale started off on land first? First point, it's a mammal. Mammals didn't start out in the water. Wait a minute. Well, how do we know it's a mammal? There are key features that let you know. And the first key feature is that all mammals have three little bones right between their ears, right there, behind their ears. And these three little bones are excellent to help mammals hear. So why would a whale have a thing that only mammals have? Three little bones. Wait a minute. But in the water, whales can't hear good because those three little bones are great for hearing on land, but horrible for listening and hearing in water. That's why whales use sonar, because their hearing is terrible.
Yeah, and too, the whales still have a land living relative that's closer to the whale, and it's called a hippopotamus.
Facts. And watch this. Whales have hips, right? Whales have all these things. I could definitely show and prove that, but I'm
breathe
just making
oxygen, don't have gills.
Hair, born, they're mammals because live born, they have umbilical cords, the mammalian gland, they produce milk.
Mammary glands,
right. Yeah, that's
Okay, so we come from whales then, is what you're saying.
No. I just think
whales went back into the water. They mammals that went back into the water.
I was just go back into the water.
No. Hold on. You asked me a question. You say, how does this work? And I gave you an example of how it worked. I talked about evolution and natural selection and a few other things. So I was trying to tell you how it worked. And then I showed you how there was a land mammal that went into the water. And I proved to you that it was a mammal. So I'm showing you the how.
You haven't shown me how the transformation happened. You haven't nothing. Like, you haven't even explained what was
So
on the
basically,
panel and
so
all
let me
this
ask you a question.
occurred,
All right, let's
or
do this.
you're
Hold
not
on.
saying nothing, sir. All you saying is just
No,
a
hold on
word.
for a minute, bro. See, I knew you was jumping.
Proving,
Hey,
showing
hold on. I
nothing.
knew you was actually coming as adversarial, right? And I'm saying you shouldn't. So let's do this. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Can you explain to us how humans became humans then? You should at least be able to do that since you question me down like some wild ass Nuwapian, bro. Sir. So go ahead, yo. Explain to us what you think it is. We're listening and we're muting out. You have a stab at it, yo.
I'm not here to tell you how we came to be.
Do
I'm
you
not
know?
here.
No, do you know?
I don't have a platform
No,
trying
no,
to
yes, you
explain.
do. I'm
If
giving you
I
the
was
platform. I'm
trying
saying,
to
do you have an
explain,
idea though?
no, I'm on a platform telling
No,
you
I'm
you are
asking
wrong.
you, do you have an
I'm
idea
not,
though?
no, sir.
Okay, so since you don't have an idea, then why are
It's
you
millions of
questioning
theories.
minds? Why are you questioning minds? I done gave you scientific papers and all that. Why would you question minds and you don't even have an idea? See, you
'Cause
doing
you
that
said,
little thing there. I don't
no,
mind you questioning me, but you're not going to question me to death if you don't even have an idea. So I'm actually giving you an idea. Just take your time and read some of the documentations, then come back on the show and ask questions. Right now, you're just asking empty questions to ask. How do you do it? What? I said it. You got hopes genes, right? Body plans. I'm giving you just don't understand what I'm saying. I'm giving you the basics.
I understand evolution. I understand Darwin's theory. It's a theory, sir. But you carry on like it's a fact, like it's a.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, okay. I got. Wait. Let's do this. How long you been here for the show though?
I've been here probably not that long.
All
Not
right.
that long. So probably like a couple weeks.
Oh, so you watched this whole show though, right?
No.
All right. So I explained what a theory is. So in short, a theory has
I
two
know
different
what a
meanings to it.
theory is.
No,
I know
okay.
No,
what
you
a
don't.
theory
Go
is
ahead. What
and
is a
what a
theory? All right.
scientific
What's a
fact
theory?
is, sir.
What's a theory? Go ahead. What's a theory? What's your rough understanding of what a theory is?
A theory would be my ideology of what I perceive. So
Okay.
a theory would be religion. Religion is a theory.
All right.
Nobody can prove it for a fact.
All right. So you're
Then you
right.
got scientific theories, right, which is based on facts, but it doesn't make the theory a fact just because it's based on facts. If you get what I'm saying.
No, can you say that slow? Say it again. You might realize what you just said.
Okay. A scientific fact isn't truth. It's just a scientific theory is just a theory based on facts. Truth is something you could prove. It's a big difference.
Well, can I add something to the conversation? And peace, brother. And this will help people to make a better understanding because we mess up theory and laws and all those things like constantly, right? So what a theory does, a theory explains how and why. What a law does, it explains what. And so that's just the basic of it. So in the scientific community, they use theories as an envelope to hold the facts that they brought forth. I mean, just like for instance, right? If you have a theory about anything in the world, right? You make up your theory and then you test your theory. Those tests give you facts that you use to support your theory. Your theory never changes to be a law because a theory is always going to be a theory because in science, a theory is simply an explanation of why. That makes sense, bro?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like we got to understand what we're talking about and how science uses terms that are when we colloquially use these terms, they're not quite the same thing when we go into the scientific realm. And I think I explained that good. I know Sayed's on here now, and Sayed's a master theorist over here. So, like, you think that was a good explanation of theory, just explaining why and how versus the what of laws?
I like the what and how versus the why, but I would use hypothesis that leads to a theory. That's the only change I would make in what you just explained. So a hypothesis is my assumption on how this process works, and we go through the fermentation. It provides us with facts, it establishes laws, and that is all explained, like you said, in the theory. The theory explains all of that.
I agree with that 100%.
You know what I think? You know what I think my problem be? I think I got an issue with people who don't even understand what you're talking about, but will question you down to the ground about it in a very aggressive way. Instead of questioning the person to try to understand, you question the person and trying to refute them. And that's where the issue is. So we should always be trying to learn something that we don't actually know and do it honestly. So, brother, I don't even expect you to get the conversation right off because like you said, you actually came just asking questions. But if I was to tell you about hoax genes and body plans and antipedia and all that, you wouldn't even that's the genes and the different genes that deal with embryo development and all that. That's even more complex. And then you would just keep asking the question. So what I'm showing you is that I actually put some great sources in there. You should read the whole Wikipedia page. You should read what a scientific theory is. That's going to give you a chance to ask even better questions the next time.
We all know. So, I understand what a theory is, sir. You still
you don't, but you don't listen. But you don't. Listen, but you don't.
So it's true. So a scientific theory is just truth.
Math is proof. Listen, it organizes the facts,
right?
No, listen. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I do it all the time. Look. And so I think what's important is that until you understand what a scientific theory is, right, you will never understand the conversation. That's real. Ain't no way you can understand this conversation. It's impossible. If you keep using the wrong definition, right, you're not going to be able to understand the conversation. You just can't do it. There's no way. It's impossible for you to understand it. Impossible, bro. And I'm not even lying to you. If you can't get past this right here, if you can't wrap your mind around a scientific theory, right, then you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna understand nothing I'm talking about because you're gonna keep thinking we guessing. We doing this.
Can I ask the brother a question on?
No, don't ask. I want to read the theory. Then you can ask him any question you want. Is that fine?
Yeah.
You guessing with some facts behind it, not proving
bro. Can we read the theory?
Prove the state.
No, can we read math is proof? Can we read the theory though, yo?
Go ahead.
Right. Will you listen to it? Will you accept what I'm reading to you?
Open ears, brother.
Can you see the screen?
Not really. I'm on my phone.
All right, listen. A scientific theory is an explanation of an aspect of the natural world or universe. Now listen to this part. That can be, right, repeatedly tested in collaboration in accordance with the scientific method. So you understand what the scientific method is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if it's saying it's repeatedly tested and collaborate, you know what corroboration is, right? In accordance with the scientific method, it said using accepted protocols and observation, measurements, evaluations of results. So they have measured and they have evaluated the results. It say where possible, theories are tested under controlled conditions and experiments. So they experimenting. It say in circumstances not amenable to experimental testing, theories are evaluated through principles of inductive reasoning. It says established scientific theories. Now listen to this. Established scientific theories, right? Like the theory of evolution has withstood the rigorous scrutiny and embodies scientific knowledge, bro. What more would you need than that? Okay, except for that fish to come bite you.
Okay, so you know about gravity, right?
No, we're not doing that. Nope.
Do you know about gravity, sir?
No, bro.
You don't know what gravity. You don't know what gravity is.
No, listen.
This has been proven.
Let you do that. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Gravity has been proven, right, sir?
Listen, I'm not gonna let you do that. I want to stay right where we at.
You
Cedric
understand
wanted to
what
say something.
oh, I'm asking a question. You went to
No, I read it.
Wales and all this.
No, I didn't.
Prove what
Right
you was
at
trying to
this
say.
moment,
I'm
listen. At this
asking,
moment, no,
is
I'm not doing
gravity
that. Nope,
a
I'm not
theory,
listening to you.
a scientific theory, or scientific fact?
Not
That
doing it,
goes
bro.
back to what I said earlier, good brother. You remember what I
Not
said
doing it.
earlier that theories in science describe and discuss the why and the how. So a theory
You
will
skip
never.
Cedric, Kyle. You
My
asked to
bad.
skip Cedric.
My
Yeah, you
bad.
can't do that.
Go
You
ahead.
can't skip
No,
him.
no, go ahead, Kayel. Finish up because this is an excellent point. You're reiterating. Then I'm going to ask the brother a simple question. Go ahead.
All right, cool. I'm almost done. But a theory, again, it simply explains the why and the how. A theory will never become a scientific law because a law actually describes what. So, like a law in science would be like a mathematical equation: 2 + 2 = 4.
Yep.
And a theory is going to be the process of reasoning of why 2 + 2 = 4. And so the argument that you're giving is nonsensical because you don't understand that there are facts inside of those theories that will defeat anything that you can come with. You understand that, bro? Inside of a theory is a composite body of work. Inside that body of work, you have things that have been tested and falsified repeatedly. And that's one of the best things about a theory is because theories always get attacked and theories can be redefined and I guess you would say they can be upgraded because there is no this is the exact truth in science. So when you get a actual theory, that's the best place you can go for good information because you know it has been falsified and it's proven itself over time. So like for you, when you're saying gravity and evolution and things of that sort, these things have been falsified. They've been falsified since the inception, and no one has overturned these. People who way smarter than us on this panel, they've tried to overturn these things, and the consensus said, "Hey, we can't overturn these theories. We're gonna go with this as the consensus of the community." And so I challenge you to bring forth something that can overturn these theories, and if you can't, you may want to go along with the theories because you don't have any evidence that can counteract it.
Well, that's called confirmation bias, brother.
No, you're not. That's called you're not jumping in the conversation. That's what that's called. Wait your turn.
At least actually
conversation.
try to understand it before you ask the questions. At least try to have a fundamental understanding, because by your questions it's showing that you don't have an understanding, because literally laws and theories are created for two separate purposes. So a theory will never become a law and a law will never become a theory. It's not, it doesn't even work like that. So just the nature of the question shows a fundamental misunderstanding of the concepts.
So why did he run? Why did you run to gravity, yo? Let me hear you. Why did you go to gravity, John?
Oh, it's simple because when gravity was first even mentioned, people thought that they were crazy. Like this isn't real.
Okay.
It ain't true. It ain't fact.
Okay.
Then it was tested and it was actually proven.
Okay.
So now it's not even a scientific theory, sir. It's a fact. It's factual. Gravity is real.
But
they can prove
but gravity was never a theory. Gravity was never a theory. To begin with.
When it was introduced. Gravity, when the first person first introduced gravity, it was not just, hey, this is facts. No, sir. They have to do tests.
What you're describing is called the hypothesis. That's not a theory. What you're describing, that's called the hypothesis. That's not a theory.
It's not called the gravity hypothesis. It's called the law of gravity.
It's called the law of gravity because gravity comes with an equation. That's the difference. It's just it's a direct relationship. It's a direct relationship between force, mass, and acceleration. So it's only 3 variables. So that's why it's a law. Theories are much more complex, and they encompass more than just a simple law. Theories are a lot more complex. It's 2 different things.
Who created that law?
No, man. Come on, man. I'm gonna put you off.
Now
man.
you just
'Cause that's some silly shit.
That's what it
See, this
is.
is what I'm not doing. I'm letting y'all know right
no, I'm
now.
not.
I'm not doing the silly shit. Who,
Can I
what,
say
when, where, and why? Who played first? Who got on first? Who got on second? Come on, yo.
Can I slow the conversation down just for a second? I want to ask the
Absolutely,
brother
brother.
a good
Absolutely,
question.
brother.
My brother, do you recognize the fact that there is diversity of life on this planet? When you look around, do you recognize and accept the fact that when you look around, there's diversity of life?
Yes.
Okay. Now that diversity of life, when we ask the question, how did all of this diversity came to be? That's the question. That's the problem. So now we formulate a hypothesis. Well, as we look at morphology and we look at how we go back in the strata, and we see a progressive development over time. And we see then, and we formulate the hypothesis that there are common ancestors to certain things, and we explain how the differentiation happened by different processes. Darwin, he discovered by means of natural selection. Then we have things like sexual selection, etc. So now these are the explanations of how the mechanisms operate. So the fact that you see evolution in real time and accept it because it is a natural fact, you cannot deny it. What is your problem accepting the way that science has developed the process of explaining how we got here?
It's a person ideology. I might as well just believe that Jesus walked the land in. What are you talking
So,
about?
so peer
I'm not
review,
following no
the
man.
things like
See this
peer
right
I
here.
made
review,
up my own mind.
blind studies, a peer review process, repeated testable facts. So it's not one time. We repeatedly, they still test gravity to see if it equates to 9.8 meters per second. They still test that. Although
Yeah.
we know that's the number, they still test it all the time. Why? It's repeatedly testable. So it's not based on any one individual's assumption. There are laboratories all around the world, even on the continent of Africa. So it's not independent. It's not based on one person's assumption or idea. It is established by means of a rigorous process independently of each other. This is why the studies are
Okay,
conducted.
so Darwin got no pushback, right? When he introduced this, he got no pushback, right? Because of everything what you just said, everybody should go in line with what he said, right?
Can you
The
hit me?
process, this
Yeah,
is
but-
where science is counterintuitive. The process of peer review is actually trying to undermine what you have produced. That's the process of falsification. If a scientist today is somewhere in his lab trying his best to overturn all these theories, why? The moment he's able to do that, there's a breakthrough. That means a paradigm shift. He has now moved the spectrum of science. This is why a scientist goes to his lab every day. This is the counterintuitive nature of science. But at the end of the day, when he comes out of his lab, he has to say, damn, Kyle was right. Damn, Kyle was right. Damn, Kyle was right. Although his mission is to debunk or to prove Kyle wrong. This is the scientific process. It's not based on us being friends.
So let me do this.
Like the Discovery Institute, you must be pro creation to publish in their journal. That is confirmation bias. Science operates absolutely counterintuitive.
Yeah, and I would say too, the law in science actually explain what will happen, in the phenomenon, by way of a mathematical equation.
So let's get back to the basics here. And like I told the brother, if you don't understand what a theory is, it's gonna mess the whole conversation up for you, yo. You're just not gonna get it. So for me, I refuse to leave the conversation or move farther or move to the next step
I
until we can
understand what
agree.
truth
No,
is.
no, you don't. No, you don't.
You
You
understand what
keep saying
truth
it wrong,
is?
brother. You just
All
keep
right.
saying it wrong. You keep talking about facts, right? So on the screen,
Truth.
we had hold on it, right? That's fine. So if you're admitting that facts are proof, then
I
listen
said
close.
truth.
Huh?
I said truth. I'm looking
Okay.
for the truth.
Okay, so what are facts then?
Something that
Hold
you
on, what are
can't
facts?
propose at.
What are facts?
I don't know. What is a fact?
I'm asking you. What you think? Come on, yo, I'm not trying to trick you.
Go ahead, you got it up there.
Okay, so facts, right? Facts. But yet we have something like scientific facts. What is a scientific fact? It's different from a regular fact. So we're talking about scientific facts if we're talking about evolution and Charles Darwin and them. So scientific facts are verified by repeatable, careful observations or measurements by experiments or other means. Do you agree to that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. I got a question for you.
No. Do
Go
not
ahead.
ask
I'm
me a
gonna let you
question in the middle of
finish.
me
I got a
explaining.
question.
Okay, that's
Exactly. Go
fine.
ahead.
That's fine. Okay, so at least everybody on the panel agrees what a scientific fact is. We all agree. Am I correct? Everybody on the panel. We all in concord with each other now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we agree with that.
Okay, so if y'all, how about you, Kemet?
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, now the listening audience, you heard what everybody said. Now, if they switch it, then they scamming. This is what we say you scamming, because we've all agreed what scientific facts are. So if anybody go against it when I come to the next part, then they are officially trying to scam our intellectual goddamn real estate between our head. This we can all agree on. So let's move down to the scientific portion of this article. In science, right? Watch this. The definition of scientific fact is different from the definition of fact, as it implies knowledge. Scientific facts is the result of repeatable, careful observations or measurements by experimentation or other means, also called empirical evidence. We all hear it. Now watch this. It say these are central. What's central? These are central to building scientific theories, ladies and gentlemen. They just all died. I'm going to say this again. The definition of a scientific fact is different from the definition of fact. It say, as it implies knowledge. A scientific fact is the result of repeatable, careful observations or measurements by experimentation or other means, also called empirical evidence. These are central. What's central? Scientific facts are central to building scientific theories. There you go, bro. So for you to have a scientific theory, the central element of a scientific theory is scientific facts. Do you understand that, bro?
Can I got a question.
No, Mr. Jones, do you understand that?
Yes, I got a question.
No, stop. Okay. Please, do you agree with what I just read? That theories, right, are built up by scientific facts that you agree with. Can we at least say that to move forward?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. You said a scientific fact, what?
I'm going to read it again. Read it again. Scientific facts is a result of repeatable, careful observations and measurements by experimentation or other means, also called empirical evidence. It says, these are central to building scientific theories. So what is central to building a scientific theory that everybody messed up? Scientific facts.
Scientific facts, which are provided by experimentation.
So do you understand now?
Yes, sir, I understand. Can I ask my question?
And confirm.
Yes, so then now we're clear on what a theory is now. You're no longer going to make the wild statement that, hey, it's just a theory. We're talking about facts. But wait a minute. Theories are composed of facts, scientific facts, not just any facts. So now you can ask your question, brother.
Okay. Is it a difference between a fact and a scientific fact?
Yes, it is. We just said it. We just read that. There's a difference.
All right. So the scientific fact isn't factual, right?
No. What?
Okay, let me Why is there a difference if a scientific fact is factual? Why would it be a difference?
Because the definition, I'm gonna read it again. It's on the screen.
I heard the definition.
No, you didn't.
Sir.
The definition of a
It's
scientific
difference, right?
fact
I just
is
asked
the
you a
difference
question.
from the definition of a fact. I'm gonna say this again. The definition of a scientific fact is different, different, from the definition of a fact. So don't ask that no more, bro. Else you trying to scam us. And you trying to be funny and you don't really want to learn.
Oh, what's the difference?
The difference is a scientific fact is a result of repeatable, careful observations or measurement by experimentation or other means, also called empirical evidence. Empirical evidence. We can get into that.
Okay, we're not talking about that no more. So what is a fact? What is factual? If that's what a scientific fact is,
Oh my
what
fucking
is
God.
factual?
Hey, bro,
If-
look. Hey, can I
You're not
jump in right
understanding.
It's
Factual
something
means
that's true that hasn't been experimented.
it's true. Exactly, it's true.
Now,
Scientific-
maybe I can help you understand what's going on.
Y'all know what's true? I just put his ass in the back. That's what's true. That's a scientific fact. We can actually see that man is no longer on the
That's
path.
called
Now, why is he no
That's
longer on
called
the path?
willful
Because
ignorance.
he's trying to scam us now. He know damn well we just read, and I trapped him. I set that trap for him. I set the trap for him. He don't want to learn. He want to fight. Why? See, this is what we go through all the time. Now, I'm just messing with the brother. I'm going to put you back up here, brother. But that ain't right for you to do that like that, yo. That's definitely not fair, yo.
Hey, do you mind if I jump
What
in?
we trying to do, yo. We patient. We trying to get, I don't need you to agree, but you at least got to go with the definitions, yo. Like, come on, bro. Come on, John.
We're not
Jones.
going with the definitions. I'm keep telling you, a scientific fact is not something that's just straight factual, sir. You the
So
one
you-
that don't want to understand that. So I don't know where we.
So you saying, wait, so what's better? Hold on, what's
that?
better? A fact was, hold on, Preem. So what's better, a scientific fact or a fact?
A fact. True.
Okay, what's a
All right,
fact,
man, you're
my brother?
done.
What is a fact? What
2
is a
plus
fact?
2 equals 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's a
So
fact,
a
sir.
fact,
No,
a
that's
fact-
proof. That's called math. That's proof. That's
Yeah.
called
No,
math.
that's
called
fact.
proof.
That's
That's
factual.
proof. It's a
That's
statement.
also factual.
It's called proof.
No, that's a
Also
mathematical
opposable.
It's called proof. Math is proof.
It's factual.
using the scientific
The
method.
sun comes up every day. That's factual.
Hey, brother, let me ask you a
Down
question.
every
I
day,
want
man.
to make a point to you right quick. I want to help you,
I'm
bro.
gonna move the conversation on a second.
Let me help you for a second.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna let everybody know this right now. This brother is incapable of understanding science. He's incapable of doing it.
I don't
He
think
said
you
you can't do it
understand.
right now. Hold on, right now, as your development as an African American, because I've been there, bro. I've been right where you was at. I was incapable of understanding the shit that was coming out of people's mouths, and I fought their ass. So I'm telling you right now, you're in that spot because I see you. I see you. I see me in you right now. And I'm not gonna waste my time. Everybody else can do it, but I know at this moment you can't get it. Now, I bet you this though, based off you being here, saying what you're saying, a lot of other people got it. And for that, I thank you, brother. But I'm tapping out this portion of the conversation. Y'all can have at it. I'm gonna pull up the thing I want you. Have at Mr. Jones, and then we got other people.
Just give me like 60 seconds, right?
No, y'all good. Cedric, you got Cedric Preem, you got everybody. Y'all can do it. I've learned my lesson with this. I can't handle it.
Now listen what I'm saying, Jay. I'm not sure what your name is,
I
but I
appreciate
feel.
you, bro. I told you a lot of people learn from this. I ain't mad. I'm tripping.
All right, so like let's deal with this with reason, right? So like, are you familiar with like the cooking industry? How they have like it's something called beef stock and vegetable stock and chicken stock. You understand what stock is, right? In referring to that, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So when you go, if you were a bag boy in a grocery store, you would be a stock boy. You understand how those things are completely different, but they use the same terminology, the same word. And also there's something called a stock market. So in English, words have different meanings according to the context. And what we're saying that when you're using the word fact in the context in the scientific community, it's not used in the same context in academia as it is in regular colloquial speaking. And Ankh has been giving you the definition of fact according to the scientific community, and it seems that you're not grasping that part of it. That's why it's a bit of a conflict, because you're not able to accept the other definition outside of your colloquial definition of the word fact, because it definitely means something completely different in the realm of science. Can you follow that, bro?
Yes, it doesn't mean it's truthful all the way through. It doesn't mean it means you could poke
Well,
holes in
you
it.
gotta remove. Listen. You gotta remove the word truthful, because truth is relative. In science, there is no truth. There's fact. There's things that's falsifiable and things that have been proven to be actual, right?
Can I ask you a question?
Is the Earth flat? Hold on. Is the Earth flat though, John? Do you think the Earth is flat?
Man, come on, man. That's a crazy question. No, sir. Do you?
Well, let me ask that brother a question.
That was funny.
No, hold on. But look. You do understand why they do scientific experiments on theories and even scientific facts, right? It's to try to prove it. It would be pointless to not try to prove it to make it factual, right? So, like, have you heard of Nikola Tesla, right? The person, not the car. All right, a lot of his studies were laughed at. Like everything that he was saying, that you could shoot stuff through the air, where we got phones where we could see videos and pictures and all this going on your phone, and you could send stuff out and make phone calls. That wasn't factual when he came up with all these theories and ideas. They put them to test and they became factual because they saw that you could do this. This is factual. Now you can't when you make a certain theory like the black hole, right? They got at first it was said nothing comes out the black hole, it only sucks things in. It's been a few years ago, it hit the news. They caught something shooting out the black hole and it changed everything. That's because it's a scientific fact or theory or whatever you want to call it. It's not factual. It's not law. It ain't. This is how we know for sure.
Science is an attempt to understand the natural world, brother. It's not something that's etched in stone. Science is something that's constantly evolving and changing as we get more information. For instance, water is H2O, hydrogen, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. We know that for a fact. That's a fact. But the reason that those particular elements came together and formed water is theoretical, because we don't know how or why it happened. So that's something that we can and most likely will understand in the future. However, it is a fact
that
water is H2O.
Yes,
and you call that intelligence. No, that's what science is, brother. That's what science is. Science is an attempt to understand the world around you.
So at this point, I'm gonna bow out too, because the brother insists
Big up,
on
Virginia.
misusing what a theory is versus what a hypothesis is. So he's looking at hypotheses that we have, because things like black holes, we can't actually test yet. So we have hypotheses and we continue to observe and adjust the hypothesis. At no point is there a theory of black holes. You see, this is the disingenuousness at this point. We spent the last 40 minutes trying to explain to this brother what a scientific theory is and what facts are within that concept. He comes back to hypotheses, which are just that, an explanation for an observed phenomena. We do not have testing, we do not have theories, and he is talking about these not being facts. The disingenuousness or the ignorance, either one. I'm done.
Well, Cedric, Cedric, let me ask you a quick question. Is it a observable and measurable fact that each seed produces out of its kind? Is it an observable and measurable fact that all animals produce after their kind? Say what? Okay, now if you got an apple seed, right, that seed gonna always produce an apple. You got an orange seed, it's gonna always produce an orange. That's an observable and measurable fact. And when we look at animals and human, they produce also after their kind and their likeness.
So you're saying animals and humans are different? Are you saying that animals and humans are different? Is that what you're trying to convince?
Yes, they produce after their cats.
I'm gonna ask you one more time. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Are you trying to say that animals are separate from humans?
No, we got a connection in some type
No,
of way.
we
Hold on.
are
What I'm
animals.
making
Get
is
off
this.
that dumb shit.
But hold
No,
on.
we are
Let me make my
animals. It
point,
ain't
though.
no ifs,
Let me
ands, or
make my
buts
point.
about it, bro.
We can
Get off.
see
We
that.
not
Hold on.
playing.
We can see that it's an
No,
observable and
no.
measurable fact that each animal produces after its kind and its likeness. Also humans, and we see it with seeds. So it's a scientific fact, an observable and measurable fact that a lot of these things that's in the Bible is correct. And
No,
I'm glad
do
y'all
you know?
saw
Do
that.
you know how corn? Do you know how
I just
corn
threw
was
him off the
developed?
pound. Ladies
Do you
and
know how
gentlemen, I just
corn
threw
was
him off the
developed?
pound. He's in timeout.
How maize was developed?
He's in
Maize
timeout
was
for doing the
developed
whole
through
scientific thing.
trial and
Hey,
error.
I'm gonna let you
Maize.
back. Hey, Kimmin, I'm gonna let you back. But right now, yo, you in timeout. You got the dunce cap on your head in the corner right now because you tripping.
Hey, yeah, when you said that humans not animals, that's just ridiculous.
Not that he said the Bible was scientific. That's what
Yeah.
got me.
Man,
That's what got him put out
come
the
on.
game for a minute. It was a
Yeah,
penalty
well,
flag
we're
on the
kind of
play.
like animals. We're kind of like animals.
Hey, Kim, it was a flag on the play with that. Yo.
Human beings are apes, great apes. The facts. That's a fact. And it can, because it can be measured.
Logic,
Because it
what's
can
up,
be
man?
measured.
Logic, what's good?
We came from monkeys.
What's good, y'all can hear me?
I can hear you. What's up, man? How you
Yeah, I just wanted to say what's up, man. I know y'all be getting headaches dealing with some of these people, man, because it's like y'all say something and they literally ask you a question about what you just read. They'll ask you the question that you just, it's like when a teacher give you an open book test. It's like, I gave you the answer.
Yep.
Because he didn't understand. He said the sun rises every day. That's a fact. On Earth, yes, that's a fact. But it's a scientific fact that the Earth does not rise or fall at all because we're orbiting the Earth. That's what science shows you, that what you thought was real is not actual.
Yep.
I just want to say that. That's just funny, man. These people be crazy.
I get it though. I mean, hell, I was him before, so I ain't tripping. I ain't gonna be I ain't gonna be arrogant with that point.
You gotta walk
I
with a
was
nigga.
definitely that though. So I did the same damn thing. I'm just not gonna let you keep doing it to me.
When he
I
said
gotta start working on being better at what I do. I can't be cussing everybody out. Like I'm wrong for that at this point. I'm the angry old man now. I'm a cool ass nigga, yo. I ain't gonna let y'all label me nothing else but a cool ass nigga. I've been that since the day I was born, cool as shit. And that's really who I am. So I stop teaching if I can't just be one of the coolest niggas around. I always been that, yo. And I need to be that person. Not gonna let y'all get on my skin. I'm just not like Mr. John. Until he can get to where I need him to be, y'all gonna have to get him there. I can't do it. He actually think that a regular fact amongst laymen is better than a scientific tested fact. That either he's scamming or he just ain't figure. He something he missed. And I don't got time to put that piece there. Maybe y'all can say it the right way because I'm a condescending type of nigga. I condescend everything around me. That's what they say. I don't know how to talk to people. So since I don't know how to talk to people, then I'm gonna stop talking to people. And I know I get you the point about the wild out. So I'm not doing it. Kyle Yell. No, Cedric already tapped out. That's smart, Cedric. We two old grumpy niggas. We need to tap out when we get to that point. We tapping out. Anthony Bowman, what's up, man?
Yo, what's happening?
AJ's African. Anthony Bowman.
Peace to everybody on the
What's
panel,
up, man?
everybody in the chat. What's going on?
Yeah,
I
hey, Logic, that
just
was tight
want
too,
to
what you said, huh? Go ahead.
I just want to touch on I want to touch on this theory and law and fact. All that. Okay, when you're dealing with gravity, that's gravity came up. That's my lane. You have Newton's law, right, which came way before Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
And the laws pretty much describe the motion of the planets. Now that law had predictive power because the planet Neptune was discovered using that law. Straight mathematics. The math told them where to point the telescope, and the planet was there. There was something going on with Uranus's orbit that wasn't right, and they say something got to be there. So Newton's law predicted, it had predictive power. Then Einstein came along because there was one small problem with Newton's laws, but the orbit of Mercury. and that led Einstein to the theory. So gravity is now a law and a theory, and most natural forces are not that. I think gravity may be the only one that's a law and a theory. And Einstein incorporated Newton's laws into his theory. So the fact that Newton's laws can predict orbits is organized within the theory of general relativity. And the predictive power of the theory of general relativity is still going on today because Einstein predicted black holes, which is not a hole, it's just gravity gone crazy. And there's nothing coming out of the hole. The jets that we see around black holes, which are coming from the poles, are due to high energy particles caught up in the magnetic field. So there's nothing coming from the black hole. And black holes, gravitational waves, all that stuff was predicted in general relativity, which is the theory that is organizing those facts. So that's hopefully, we can kind of understand the difference between the laws and the theories and how the theory organizes what we observe and we continue to observe. And these are things that everybody can go look up right now. It's simple Google search. Look into
So
gravitational
do
waves.
you believe in Big Bang? Do you believe in the Big Bang?
I trust the evidence. That's what I do. I trust the evidence. But
Okay.
if you look into the evidence, if you
So
look
according
into
to the
the
so-called
evidence,
evidence, right? Or do you subscribe to Big Bang?
I trust the evidence. That's my answer. And I don't care how you ask it. That's my answer. I trust the evidence.
In
And
the conscious world, it's called running, but it's cool.
well, you call it what you want, bro. That don't make no difference. Do you understand what was just explained, though? That's what's important.
Yes, brother.
He didn't
When
run.
you understand,
He gave you a
that's why I
direct
asked you,
answer.
that's why I asked you about, do you accept the concept of Big Bang?
I told you
You got
I
to.
trust the evidence. Can
Okay,
you
what does the
accept that or
evidence say?
not? If you can't,
What does the evidence say then? What does the
well,
evidence say?
we have the cosmic microwave background. We understand nucleosynthesis. So that's just part of it. We understand the expansion. We understand the redshift.
Expansion. I
You know what
don't
I'm saying?
remember.
So what else do you need?
Well, the reason I asked you that is because if you up to date with science, and space and all in the cosmos, you'll see that James Webb, just pretty much debunked Big Bang because what they're saying is that
No, he
they're
didn't.
finding established universe.
No,
Hold on,
let him go.
they're
No,
finding
let him go.
established universe.
Let him go.
Hold on,
Let him
they're
go.
finding
Let him go.
established universes. Hold on, they're finding established universes that shouldn't be there. Now, this is
Where?
what they're saying. This is
No,
not my
show me that.
information.
Go get that. No, go
I'll
get
just pull
that.
it up.
Man, come
Google
on,
it.
man. That just get too silly, man.
That's not overturning the Big
I'm
Bang.
bringing out.
Stop,
This is the latest.
man,
This
because
is
you
the
don't know
latest
nothing
news.
about no goddamn Big
He
Bang
ain't
to
no
be goddamn
current events,
questioning. Because these
and
things
he ain't
aren't based
answering
on
the
this
question
idea of
because the
having a
brother
Or
brought
goddamn
maybe
up
you
Big
don't
Bang.
current events.
We
understand
up
what
on the
debunk
event.
means.
It's not
These things
saying what
are
you're
not
saying it is. It's not debunking the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, he
That
doesn't understand what
discovery is
debunk
not
means.
debunking the Big Bang Theory. It's not.
Brother, if
All
they
No,
say they
things
man.
gotta
are
if
No.
alternative.
they say they gotta
Multiple
rethink Big
alternatives.
Bang, that means they got something
No.
wrong.
No. That's the pseudo. What it is they're finding
That ain't the truth, okay? You ain't even
galaxies and
answering the question, bro.
supermassive black holes.
You just
Listen to me,
rambling.
bro. I'm telling you, well, let's let the other people that want to know the truth, let them hear me then. Those James Webb is finding galaxies that are fully formed and active supermassive black holes at a time period before they thought they were able to get to the sizes and powers that they have. It's going back. It was originally thought that this stuff took billions of years to happen, but they see fully developed systems at like 500 million years after the Big Bang. That's it. It ain't overturned nothing. All it did was made us refine the timeline. That's it. Nothing more. That's it.
Again,
It
it's a
ain't no.
constantly evolving thing. That's why it's not called a fact, because it's a constantly evolving thing as we get new information. It is what it is. We don't sit at the pinnacle of human intelligence. We are only goddamn privy to what's here now. It's just that simple. You're gonna keep on learning. You're gonna keep on. That's the purpose. Stop looking to goddamn make things absolute, because that's not the way science works.
The
Only
fact
thing
is
that
that. Oh, my fault, bro. I thought you was done. My bad. Go ahead.
brother, I don't want to talk too much.
Yeah. The fact is that it's always going to be things that are unknown, and science is always going to push up against what's unknown. So around that border, it's going to get a lot of gray. Mistakes going to be made because it's just think about and with all of the stuff that's known. Imagine how difficult it is to really crack something that nobody has ever come up with before. Like that's genius level shit. And it's going to and in attempting to do that, there are going to be miscalculations and missteps. But you can't define science by that edge when when finite minds are bumping up against what's unknown. You can't judge science by that. Now, bringing the conversation back full circle, which was evolution, the fact is that humans, our lifespan is too long to really observe evolution. But what has been done is we have been able to observe organisms of various types that have a shorter life cycle, and they have been observed. Natural selection has been observed in real time, and it's observed to be changes. One of the things was when they brought when Caucasians came over to North America, they brought sparrows over here from Europe. They've been able to observe those sparrows from the 1800s since they was over here. So that's 200 years of being able to observe these sparrows. They noticed that the sparrows in the cold climates, they have darker feathers and they're bigger because that allows them to retain more heat. And they just were able to observe that change in 200 years. It's other stuff where in a laboratory, scientists have been able to look at bacteria repeatedly over years, and it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of life cycles. And they've been able to document the changes to the point where one of them they might even have seen the bacteria change into a different species. They're thinking so. It's like it's different ways that evolution and it's different evidences that they have that prove that support natural selection and evolution. So it's it's a lot going on, and it's not just as simple as what people try to make it is. But you got to get in. But in order to know that type of stuff and to be aware of it, you got to really dig into it.
Well, natural selection is just a designer substitute that Darwin came up with.
No, we're not talking to you, yo.
Yes, he was. Come on, man.
Darwin came up with.
I mean,
that's not a fact.
Yeah. Hold on, check this out. Darwin's focus was to explain the appearance of design without a designer, and he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what
You have
but
certain
he did
phenotypes
it.
among human beings. You have certain phenotypes that survive among human beings.
So he
Those
substituted the word natural selection instead of design. That's all he did.
that was a long time ago. Darwin was a long time ago. We can build from the information that he put forth. Ain't nobody sitting on that nigga. The fuck, man?
And the fallacy when he was like, oh, only an orange could be an orange and apple an apple. The thing is, you have different types of orange. You got different types of apple. That variety got diversity.
And none of those are natural. None of those are natural. All apples and oranges are the product of human beings manipulating the goddamn species. That's the absolute truth.
And when you had you had so much diversity in the variety, that's enough chance for something to branch off to be something else or have other things that's totally different. You know what I'm saying?
And corn is a great
That's
example.
actually a fact.
Corn
That's
is
a fact.
nothing but fucking grass. That's what corn is. Corn is grass. It's a species of grass that over the years was manipulated to become the maize that we eat now, that we still can't digest. But half the world, more than half the world uses it. But it was simply made from grass. It's that simple. And the human being manipulating it, manipulating the seeds, manipulating the breeding process, and now we have corn. It took hundreds, possibly even thousands of years. But this is what we have. An apple growing on a tree is not the same apple as a fucking Granny Smith apple. It don't work like that. You can't look at the world and see what it is and think it's always been like that. You have to realize everything is a product of something else. We build upon. We don't just exist. Jesus. God, man.
Bananas,
Who
bananas.
said we want a goddamn animal though?
How
Who said
about
that?
that?
What
Bro,
up there?
y'all
Are they up there?
bananas ain't originally yellow, and they contained originally a lot more seeds. This
A
was
lot
already
more seeds. A lot more seeds. They were pretty much all seeds. Bananas were pretty much all seeds. Exactly. Chickens. Do you know why chickens lay eggs all the time?
So let me ask you a question. Where do seeds come from?
Where do seeds come from? What seed? What are you talking
Get
about?
him out of here,
That's
Get him out of
not,
here,
bro.
bro.
You heard all that, and that's what you
I
came
mean,
up with.
a
Where
seed is
does
when
seeds come from? You
the
got hold
ovum
on,
and the
quit running.
spermata of any organism meet, it
Hold on,
develops a seed. That's
brother.
what a seed
We
is.
dealing with evolution.
I'm
Y'all like to
telling you
deal with
what a seed is.
evolution.
You
So
ask
my
me a
thing
question and
is,
I'm telling you exactly what
where
it is.
does apple seeds, orange seeds, where do these seeds come from? Come on, King.
Come from
Don't
God,
act
King. They come
all.
from God, beloved. They come from God, beloved. Is that good
I
for
mean,
you?
we can go deeper than that.
No, we don't want. How you gonna
They,
go deeper than God?
they literally come from the gametes of the species. That's where they come from. The
Man,
same way your black ass came from.
he won't get deep,
Same
yo. He let
exact
get
place
deep. They
your
come from
black ass
God.
Have
came
you
from. You
ever
came
looked
from
up where
the
seeds come
ovum.
from?
You came up you came from the gametes of two beings of the same species. The gametes being the egg and the sperm. That's where you come from, and that's where the seed comes from. The exact same thing.
All right,
The
source it
exact.
up. Show me.
I'm
Source it
not.
up.
I
Show
will
us.
not wait. Nope,
Show
nope,
your
nope.
screen.
You need to look that up on your own. You need to
You
look that
didn't
up on
think
your
you was
own.
gonna
I'm
get
not
an
walking
answer
you through that
anyway.
shit. I'm not walking you through that. That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna walk you through a spermata and a gap. I'm not gonna walk you through gamete.
No, brother. We're
I
talking about
refuse.
seeds. What
Yeah,
you're
that's what
doing
a
is called
seed
a
is. That's
No,
what a
hold on, hold
seed
on, hold
is.
on,
brother.
hold on.
Stop
Hey,
it.
hold on,
A
bro.
seed, no,
Stop
no,
it.
Where
no,
do
a
seeds come
seed
from?
is.
Hold
Relax,
on, you
relax.
answer the
Everybody
question
stop for a
for
minute.
us.
I've reached a moment of epiphany. Do you realize what Cujo just did? He was like, I'm not explaining that. Yeah, why would he explain that when you don't even know, you can't even understand a theory? You still on 0 to 1, yo. You want this man to go to stage 50. Like, that's the problem, yo. Like, for you, deep is everything comes from God. That's deep to you, dog. You can't imagine anything else happening, but God did it. You can't get past that stage in your life. I'm not mad at you, but why would he explain a complex subject with definitions of words you would have to know to even begin to say with this? Here, the man said the shit comes from grass. All you see is the green grass outside your house. You can't imagine that shit being corn, dog, because
Well, you
God
can't.
made it.
Exactly. You can't
Right,
imagine.
If
so
he
knock
believes
it
in
off, nigga.
evolution,
Yeah, I
Play
mean,
too
if
much.
he believes in evolution, he should be
I
able
mean,
to explain to the people
No, you
oh,
where
can't
does
easily.
all
understand
these
that.
seeds
I
come
refuse.
from.
Yo,
I
I barely
refuse.
might be able to, hey Kemet, I barely might be able to understand that shit. He gonna have to send me a paper, bro, so I can read it and define the words and misspell them and do all that shit to get that shit what he about to hit you with. It don't make sense for him to do it.
Nope.
That's why I touched y'all up a little bit. Y'all can't even get out the damn water. I took niggas out the water today.
I mean, you're talking like you didn't take biology in the 10th grade, and you did.
Man,
If you grew up in the United States, you took it in the 10th grade. You should know about spermatozoa. You should know what a gamete is. You should. Or you should get out the conversation, go look it up and figure it out, and then
Brother,
come
you
back.
can say all them little cute words all day, but
That's not
until you
cute. That's
show and
not a cute
prove
word. That's not a
that
cute word. A
doors are
gamete is
doors
not a cute word.
and your smile
Your
Do
is
you
body,
smile.
know what a
your
gamete
body.
is?
Man, you don't know what a gamete is, because I don't know what it is. What is it?
A gamete is just sperm. And in the female is the ovum. And like when you say where does a seed come from? You know what pollen is, right? You know what
Yeah, I
pollen
know.
is. You know what people have. I'm talking to Shorty. You know people. They're allergic to pollen. Pollen is basically sperm from
Plant
fucking
sperm.
trees, dude.
Yep.
And then it gets on the
Plant
ovum
sperm.
of the same of a tree, the same species, and it it doesn't germinate. What do you call it?
Have you never heard of the birds and the bees?
Brother, you stumbling and fumbling right about now.
No,
But go
no,
ahead.
no, I'm not. No,
How
I'm
you
not.
know
Look,
he's stumbling and fumbling? You don't even
Now,
understand what he's
you
saying.
don't know
You
the
busy
hell I'm
don't
talking
understand
about.
what the third is. So how you know he's stumbling
Yeah,
and
we gonna
fumbling
way
if
too
you don't know
far.
what the third? Hold on. Hey, oh, go ahead,
Nah,
Cedric.
I mean,
Finish
I
up, my brother.
understand the theory and all that,
You
but
don't know what
when
the
it
thing.
comes
You
to
don't.
his,
But do you understand what
explanation
pollen is?
of what
Do
it
you
is,
understand what pollen is?
All right, we got too many people talking. Cool Joe, finish it out. Cedric, then Kyle.
Do you know what pollen is? Next, you know what pollen is. Do you know why pollen is? You know what's going on when you see pollen. When you look at the car, and you see all that little yellow stuff on your car. You know what that is? Do you? I'm asking.
You think it's something you sneeze
Yeah.
when you
of
say
course,
What is?
brother.
make you sneeze.
Well, no,
I'm
no,
in the
no.
most
Make humans
pollinated
sneeze.
state. I'm in the most pollinated state in America, which is
Okay, so what
Alabama.
does that
I see it
pollen
every
do?
year.
What does it
Yes,
do?
we know how pollen works,
What does it
but
do?
all seed. Go
What
ahead. Go
does
ahead.
it
Finish out.
do? What does it do? I'm asking you. What does it do? What does that pollen do? What's the purpose of that
Well,
pollen?
what pollen does a lot of times, carried by the wind and carried by
No, no,
bees.
no, no.
And
What does
hold on,
it
you
do?
asked me the question. No,
He said
hold
a
up,
lot of
don't do that.
times.
So this is how pollen works, right? That's how it fertilizes. This is how pollen get to fertilize the female flower plant
Right.
through the
The
wind
oak,
and through bees, and that's a fact.
possibly,
Now go ahead,
possibly, not all the time. It depends
Yeah,
on
not
the
all.
plant.
Yeah,
Not all the time. Some
brother.
plants are self-pollinating,
You're
like
asking
tomatoes.
about pollen and how
No, I
pollen
grow
works.
tomatoes, so I know how the fuck it works because I grow
So
them.
don't do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Stick
But
to
yeah,
the
but
stick
okay,
to the
but see,
topic.
when you see what pollen is, that's the male gamete going to the female gamete. That's what it is. That's what makes your seeds. That's what makes seeds. That's what makes fruit, and the fruit encompasses the seed. That's what it is. You ask them where do seeds come from? That's where seeds come from. Basically, plants having what we call sex. That's what it is. The same way your black ass were a sperm and a goddamn egg. The same thing. And
Okay,
it's
are all
created a
flowers
seed.
pollinated? Are all flowers pollinated?
What do you mean pollinated? Flowers aren't pollinated. Flowers are the plants attempt to engage in pollination. Flowers aren't. Flowers are the result of seeds and being pollinated. Flowers are an attempt to breed. That's what a flower is. It's the attempt for that
Okay, so
particular
my
plant
next
to
question
breed.
is this: which came first, the seed or the flower,
Man, this nigga
or
is
the
super
seed or the
silly.
plant?
What came first? The
No,
seed.
because see,
The seed.
I play
The
chess.
seed.
I play
The
chess. I ain't
seed.
gonna play
You're
no
What
not.
kind of
games.
That's not
chess you
that.
playing? Yo, I
Silly.
play chess,
That's
nigga.
silly. The seed. The
Hold
seed.
on, ladies and gentlemen. Kim say he played chess.
Yeah, I mean, but
Hey,
you
yo,
know,
check this out, man. We got this thing going down, man, on Sunday, man. And I hope they ain't gonna be in there playing chess. I hope they in there debating. It's a good debate, man. We're gonna try to bring y'all these at least once a month, man. Good quality debates, man. Welcome to the big leagues, man. Y'all know what it is, man. You got the Egyptian priest and the American Indian chief, Ali and Jabari. They're going down at the high level, man. Tickets is $30, man. They on sale. Go ahead and get with it. 1 o'clock, man. Y'all can go at the early services at church, right? And get back in and catch this, man. Welcome to the big leagues, man. So check this out, man. We getting down to it, man. We got the Pseudo Killer Show going on at 8 o'clock, right? I want y'all there, man. We're gonna give you the meaning of science, and we're gonna have some fun over there, man. So I hope y'all subscribing over there, and I hope y'all subscribing to the community of skeptics, right? Hope y'all doing that. We've been in it for about maybe what 2.5 hours now, man. Look, hit that cash app, man. Stop playing, man. $5, $2, whatever. Do something. It's always appreciated, man. Trust me with that, yo. Let me show my screen here so we can polish off this thing here. Tiktaalik, right? It's been a healthy discussion. We realize that some people will never get it, at least from the way I'm giving it to you. It might be another person to sweep through here and sweep you up and get you, because everybody can learn from everybody. And maybe I'm not the best one to get it because I get frustrated at times. I'm thinking I'm patient, then sometimes I'm not. What I will like to do is I want to show you this source right here. All right. Close it out. This will anybody debate. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answers off the top because I'm going to use this. All right. So let me I don't even know why. Why is the day going? All right, here we go. All right. All right. Here we go. Right here. This is a good one right here. All right. Make it bigger for y'all. Boom. Make sure y'all can see the screen here. Make it a little bit bigger. All right, let me see. Yep, I believe we're in the game. Yep, we're in the game. So what we got here, all right, make it one notch smaller. Be clear. Okay, so on the right-hand side, this will be strata. Let's read this. It say, what we discover on our walk through the zoo mirrors how fossils are laid out in the rocks of the world. Watch this. Start at the top where me and you are right now. Human beings are at the top right now in the fossil record, right? Everything with heads, limbs, hair, and breasts that walk on two legs. That's the noun. Now, as we go deeper in the fossil record, meaning these things that are older than humans, watch this. Everything with heads, limbs, hair, and breasts, right? Let's go a little bit deeper in the fossil record as we go down. Everything with heads and limbs. Now let's go even deeper. Let's go back to the water. Everything with heads. And it's laid out just like that in the fossil record. The older you go to the fossil record, you'll find things with heads, right? You come up a little bit, you'll find everything with heads and limbs, right? Then you come up a little bit closer to our time, right? Everything with heads, limbs, hair, and breasts. And then you get to us, everything with heads, limbs, hair, and breasts that walk on two legs. So you're not going to go back 375 million years and find somebody walking on land in 375 million years. Hope y'all got that, right? This is your inner fist, a journey into 3.5 billion years of history of the human body. The human body has 3.5 billion years to get you this point. All right, just the time period. 375 million years ago, y'all see the strata, see the mountains, the strata, right? You see the Red Hill site. This is where they found it at today. All right, that's Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. Now look, all right, today, y'all see that, right? See how the strata works? Now, along the roads of Pennsylvania, we're looking at an ancient river delta, much like the Arizona today, the Amazon today, the state of Pennsylvania bottom, right? The Devonian topograph mapped above it. Now, it says our camp looks tiny in the vastness of the landscape. It say my summer home, he's being funny, is a small tent usually surrounded by piles of rocks to protect it from 50 mile per hour winds. So, you know, if you want to get interested in this type of work, you got to be on the landscape. You got to be able to hunt fossils. All right. I think I can skip this. Well, this is up in Canada. Ellesmere Island. Nunavut. All right. That's where they found the fossil at. Y'all see the map, United States up top in Canada. That's where they found it at. All right. Here's the fossil we've been talking about. Here you go. This is how they was digging it out, the side of the hills, right? That's how they got it, and it ended up here. So the process of finding fossils begins with a mass in a rock that is gradually removed over time. Here I show the fossil as it travels from the field to the lab and is carefully prepared as a specimen, the skeleton of the new animal. Academic of Natural Sciences in Philadelphia. All right. Now, here we go. The fish, remember this is in the oldest archaeological record. It's the round heads. It's a round heads, eyes inside. No neck though. No ribs, just fins. But look at the body plans. See, we learned something about body plans. Remember in the earlier slide, right? It says 3.5 billion years of history of our human body. So you know when you're going to get your doctorate, right? And you're going to become a medical doctor, right? When you get to the stage where the new students come in, they don't immediately give them a cadaver. When I'm saying a cadaver, I'm talking about a human body that's dead. Right? You don't start working on a human body. They give you a fish. I'm going to say this again for clarity. Right? When human beings are going to get their medical doctorate, they have to learn anatomy at a high level. All right? And so you're actually going to study the human body. But they don't give you a human body at first. They don't want you dissecting the human body and messing it up. They call it a cadaver. What they give you is a fish. Now, why in the hell would they give you a fish? Why? The same way they did with the vaccines. Why would they start off with a mouse? Why would they put a human immune system in the mouse? And then before they even put it in humans, why would they test it on chimpanzees first? There's a message in there for y'all. Well, the reason they have you in medical school work on a fish is because if you understand the anatomy of a fish is very simplistic, right? You will surely understand the anatomy of a human, and I will show you. So we got the tetrapod, right? The tetrapod has a neck, limbs, ribs, right? The Tiktaalik has a neck and specialized fins and ribs. You see the evolution from the fish, the Tiktaalik, which is the transitional, because the conversation today was about transitional species, and it fits right in the middle between a fish and a tetrapod. A tetrapod means you have 4 limbs. Y'all see where this is going at. Watch how we do this. Now it's starting to be clear for you. Here you go. You got that fish. You got the Tiktaalik, the transitional thing, and you got the tetrapod, right? The third one down, right? Then you got probably this barracuda or something, like, I'm not quite sure what that is. And then you got, like, of course, the canine, and then you got a human. But let's examine this closer. In the fish, you got one bone coming from your shoulders to the elbow, is right there, right? And then from the elbow to the wrist, many bones. Let's go to Tiktaalik. You got that shoulder bone, and from that shoulder bone, from that shoulder comes one large bone. See that? And from the one large bone, from the elbow to the wrist, you got 2 bones. See that? 1, 2. Now, from the wrist to the hands, you got many bones, right? Let's move to the tetrapod. You can clearly see the shoulder, and then after the from the shoulder to the elbow is 1 bone. See, 1 big bone. Now, from the elbow to the wrist, it's 2 bones, right? And from 2 bones, then there's many bones and fingers. Let's come to this thing prior to the dog. You see the shoulder, you see the 1 bone, the 1 big bone. Y'all can look at your own arm, right? You got 1 bone from your shoulder to your elbow. This particular mammal has 1 bone from its shoulder to its elbow. Now, from its elbow, it has 2 bones. Y'all see that? And then from 2 bones, you see many bones. See the fingers, right? Tracing arm bones from the fish to humans, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you see the canine, the dog. You see 1 bone from the shoulder to the elbow. You see 2 bones from the elbow to the wrist, and then you see many bones. Let's look at the human, kneeling down. Same body plan. You see 1 big bone coming from your shoulder to your elbow. From your elbow, you see 2 bones to your wrist, and from your wrist to your finger, you see many bones. This is evolution, ladies and gentlemen, right in front of your eyes. What this is telling you is that human beings descended from something that had the same body plan. I'm going to say this again. What the evidence is showing you is that human beings actually came from the water from something that had a similar body plan. And that body plan was clear. 1 bone from the shoulder to the elbow, 2 bones from the elbow to the wrist, and many bones from the wrist to the fingers. This is the evidence to prove that we come from a distant ancestor that had this body plan. And all of these come from that ancestor that shared that body plan.
They came out of the water. They came out of the water. That's right.
This is
See,
nature at a high level, ladies
see
and
the way they taking it, I think, bro. I think the way they taking it is you're saying that human beings just walked up out of the water, when that's not what you're saying at all. You're not saying it, but that's what they coming at. They saying it now. Ain't nobody saying it.
Well,
And
that's not.
you
That's
can
not
see
a
that we're
problem.
related to these organisms because we
related.
share these same traits. It's that simple. We are related to these organisms. That cannot be denied. Or if it can, you need to really come with some real shit to prove it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're looking at the evidence right there in front of us. We are tetrapods. It's a fact.
It's a fact.
I think it's the timeline the timeline on different, in all the subjects that's discussed in the quote unquote conscious community. The timeline is what throws everybody out of whack. I mean, when you say 350 million years, on, like you said a little while ago, they think that was last week, or we can't, when you say fish, well, they think one day fish was swimming and then, tomorrow a human gonna come out of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the issue that I see. The timeline is the problem.
I don't think the
I
time.
think that we think we're special is the problem. We think
Lack
we're
of understanding basic scientific concepts.
because we want to be special, like a goddamn child. We want to be special. You're not special at all. You only special at conception. You're not special. You're subject to everything else like everybody else. But we want to believe that like we're in the image of some fictitious God thing. We want to believe in that shit. It make us feel good. How the hell you not an animal? That's the dumbest goddamn argument I've ever heard in my life. And I came out of the Moore Science Temple and that Ansar bullshit. And I thought it was bullshit. I know it's bullshit, man. I ain't think it did. I was a child. I was a child.
Just simply, what do you see that's moving around that's not an animal? But like you said, they think they've been taught we're special by their religion. So that's just how it is.
For instance, we're more genetically related to rats than rats are to opossums. That sounds crazy because when you look at them, they look alike. But opossums are marsupial mammals, whereas human beings and rats are placental mammals because we are birthed from a placenta. We're different. So we have more in common with rats than rats do with opossums. But we sitting around saying we're not fucking primates. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get off that goddamn your feelings, man. It ain't about that. It's about knowing the goddamn truth.
Most people don't even understand what makes a mammal a primate. So before that, they just go straight to ape and not realizing that's a biological classification. And that's just literally what it is. It's just a way to describe us.
Can somebody pull it up on the screen so we can look at animal kingdom, phylums, genome, genus, and all that shit? Human beings are a type of primate. It's absolute fact. It's an absolute fact. We are a type of ape. It's an absolute fact.
Not a debate. That's the classification because we have so many things in common. We have we walk upright. We not walk upright. I meant I'm talking about the humans. But as far as the primates, the way we are young, our lifespan, the way we have our babies one at a time, just a general physical structure. We share all of the systems. It came late, but 99 point whatever percent of the DNA we share with them. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. It's too much. Evolution has too much evidence to ignore, but that's the thing. People aren't aware of all of the evidence, and that's my thing. It's really a point of ignorance, but quite honestly, the time to go through it was when we was all fucking off in biology class that we was learning. They taught us all of this basic stuff. You get all of this basic stuff. If you ever went to college and you took biology in college, you definitely had to deal with it.
You took physical science in the 8th grade. You take biology all across the country.
Yeah, everywhere. So it's like it's just people just tune that out. It's like what for whatever reason now we grown and we quote unquote conscious, and now we waking up to these realities and we confront it. You know, we latch on to this belief system, religion, culture, whatever you want to call it, ideology, and then that ideology is in direct opposition to what science is. And then that's where the disconnect comes from, because now that you have a divine proclamation that it happened one way. So you have these scientists, and then if you're conscious, you're already anti-white. So you have what you perceive as white people telling you that your God is wrong. And then that's the fundamental argument that we're really having. It's like you're going against people's God. Like that's really what it is. We're going against God. We damn near on. It's damn near blasphemy. It's damn near like devil types things. But that's
it is blasphemy. The same way that what's the name? That Darwin was confronted with it. You know what I'm saying? He was attacked instantly. He was attacked because it went against the Bible. But it's ridiculous for us to sit here and argue about it now when it's obvious, and we can see it. You can look at it through DNA. You can see our DNA, how we are related to everything. Everything on the planet Earth is related. Every living thing, all organisms.
Well,
carbon-based.
Where does DNA come from?
Nah,
Where does DNA come from? DNA comes from
God, nigga, from God.
Deoxyribonucleic acid.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when the cell tries to. This is when the cell attempted to clone itself in order to live. That's basically where it comes.
So you believe in chemical evolution?
It ain't about. It's not
It is
about
that.
It's about looking at what happens and
chemical
come up
evolution.
to a conclusion.
Radiation,
of
my
what
man.
happened. It's not about believing. And if you want to believe that somebody did that, that's fine. That's fine. But
Brother,
I
we
want to know
cannot
how
test
they
that
did
and
it.
bring.
I want to know how they did it. My thing is how they did it. If you want to believe that there's some God that did it, okay, you can believe that. That's fine. I don't, but you can believe that. But I want to understand how it happened.
Even without believing in a God, I mean, you can't explain that.
Life
You can't.
I don't have
No
to be able
scientist has
to.
been
I
able to
can
go out and
explain
test
what's
none of
going
that
on
to
in
create
China
human
right
beings.
now, nigga. That don't mean that ain't nothing going on in China.
When
Who
you
cares what I can explain or what you can explain? We are limited. We are limited by our own perspectives.
Yeah.
So we can't pretend that we're not. But you can't argue from the point of incredulity because you don't know it's not possible. No, you have to humble yourself and realize that you got a lot to learn, nigga. It's that simple.
No,
We
brother,
all
they
do.
don't know.
When
Hey,
Brother, no,
look,
they
man,
don't
look,
know. It's
hey,
not about
we up
I don't
against
know.
it, man. We up
They
in
don't
these
know.
3 hours, man. We about to hit over there to the pseudo killers, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's 7:43, man. I should have been off here, man. We about to go live over there, man. If y'all can grace the platform, that'd be great. If not, man, I appreciate that, man. You got Sarnetta rocking right now, man. Y'all know what this topic is, man. You know, our topic gonna be about the cosmos and to continue the conversation, man. I'm gonna end it off with this, man. Babylon Dunn. He said Darwinism is childish thinking. Things that look similar are ancestral, odd relations, whatever the hell that is. Whatever you think you're saying, bro, you're not really saying it, man. Hey, look, man, we appreciate everybody, man, in the building, man. We had a high-level conversation today, man. I think we reached the fork in the road, man. I got y'all out the damn water, man. Remember, man, all the stars came out tonight, man. Appreciate you, Miss Tiffany Michael Harris, man. I see you. Babylon Dunn. Boy, I see you, man. Daniel Myers, man. Hakeem Sankofa. Who else we got? Jackson and Jackson. Gamble, I see you. Desmond Gamble, I see you, man. Daniel Myers, I see you, man. Anderson, what it do? We out of here, man. Danny Yellow Ward 77. Is that Daniel?
Nah.
Dan Yellow War. Is that a war? That's interesting. Philly Breed, man. Norman Goldfin. Islamic Masjid. I see you. Man, a lot of stars came out tonight, man. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast, man. We
Thank
did
you,
it at a
man.
high level, man. We're going to get over here. Appreciate Appreciate you, Preem, for coming through, man. Hope you jump on the pseudo killers, man. Cool Joe. Appreciate you, man. African Golden, man. See you in a minute, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Appreciate everybody that gave a cash app, man. Hit that cash app, man. Keep this program going, man. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Conversations at a high level, man. Doing what we got to do, man. Man, we chasing the scammers away. The ones that act like they know and they don't know. The ones that act like they doctors and not doctors. Act like they lawyers and not lawyers. Y'all know who it is, man. God killer, man. Appreciate the support, man. All day, every day. I'm Raw Squad up. No Killers official. Open Coside Research John for Sean. King Osiris. House of Consciousness, man. June 30th, man. July 30th, man. Going live. Make sure y'all be in that debate, man. Sunday, July 30th, man, 1 p.m. is going down. Get your tickets while it's hot, man. We about to go over here to the serial killers and do our thing, man. Scientific literacy is a vaccine against the scammers and charlatans that come amongst you. Bobby Banger, man, and I've been in this bitch.